Hey guys, Larry here. Welcome to Crypto Talk Now with Max and Larry. I am Larry, and this is Max over here. We've got a good show for you planned tonight. We've got a lot of craziness that's going on out there in the crypto world. Some of the things that I've been involved with just a couple hours ago, I kind of want to get them off my chest. And there's some things I'm a very respectful person, but there's some things that I felt disrespected with, and I want to go over them. I'm not really a person that likes to get into drama, but in this case, I think it needs to be addressed. Unfortunately, it needs to be addressed publicly because it wasn't handled privately on the other end. So, Max, I'm kind of taking up the airways here. Let me just say, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, and I completely understand. So, and I'm sure the viewers understand. So, we'll have you get right into it, Larry. You have the floor.
Well, okay. Maybe this is going to be the Max and Larry crypto show, but also the Larry crypto therapy show, where Larry comes on for crypto therapy with Max and gets all the garbage off his chest. So, like I said, I didn't plan on this type of show, but there's so much drama involved with crypto, as you know, Max. And unfortunately, no matter how hard I try to stay out of it, it just seems to follow me. Now, we'll wait for some more people to come in here. And while we're waiting, let me share my screen, and then I'll get into some of the drama that's been going on, unfortunately. Let's go over to push the button here and take a look at crypto bubbles. And let's just talk about the overall market. We'll wait for a few more people to get in here, and then they're going to hear all the drama that I had to deal with, the nonsense, the total garbage that's going on with Phantom Project. And I'm going to get into that pretty deeply because I don't like to be disrespected in any type of business or anything that I've been involved with. And so, when that kind of thing happens, I'm going to call certain people out on it. So let's get into the market a little bit here, Max.
Sure.
Looks like there's a lot of green today. Overall, it's something I was talking earlier. If you guys haven't checked out the stream that I did with Maria Anderson, you guys can go back and watch that. It was a good stream. We welcomed her to the show. Unfortunately, with her being in a different time zone, it's not conducive for her to be here at night with Max and I, but we're hoping to have her back another time. But we were talking a little bit about Apecoin, and also talked with her about NFTs. And so she's really into NFTs and things like that. She was saying, oh, maybe it's a good time to get into Apecoin. What's your thoughts on Apecoin now that it's pulled back a little bit with everything else kind of moving upwards in the top 100? Do you think it's a good time to get in Apecoin, or would you wait a little longer?
No, I think it's a good time, especially now. Again, not financial advice or anything. For me personally, I even mentioned to a couple of my friends that I thought, that was a good play to get into as far as day trading or swing trading, just because it's literally doing just that. We have more than enough long-term investments, and at the end of the day, you do want some short-term plays. So Apecoin stood out, Filecoin stood out. There was actually HMT, which you see right here. I mean, even though it's up 4%, just a couple days ago that was down to $13 and some change. Right now it's like at $15 and some change. So that's a perfect example of day trading right there. So
Right.
People who are into that, you might want to look into maybe those three: Ape, HMT, File, and especially if you're running like bots or anything like that. Some people run bots for day trading. I mean, it's an investment. Don't get me wrong in regards to bots, but some people just do, like, for instance, heck, was it like 10%, 20%, 25% at the most, and it's just an automatic thing. For more info on that, if you want to learn a little bit more about that, you check, for instance, I'm sure you guys heard of him, Max Maher. He's got a whole thing about bots and all that. There's plenty of people on YouTube that have that. So
Yeah, I haven't actually signed up for any bots or any software. That's something that we should do another time. Look into some of the software programs, because I'd actually would like to learn more about that. I'm looking kind of for my DEX tools here. So now that we've got some people joining us, I want to talk about Phantom and what happened with my experience. Some of you might know that are watching this. I had a horrible experience earlier today with Phantom, and I don't like to be disrespected because I always treat people with respect. And if I get hit, I usually come back twice as hard and hit back twice as hard. So I don't like the tone. I went into Phantom Project for the last 3 days in their Telegram group. I'm not somebody that likes to hang around normally and, share funny pictures of cats and puppy dogs and people dancing. But, I tried that for one night because I thought that that's how this culture works, being on Telegram. I know there's a lot of toxic stuff in there, but, I was trying to be encouraging. And my main focus was, let's light the fire. Let's get the party started. Let's start marketing this because, they raised over $3 million, $3 million bucks. And the first day they had over $1 million in volume. And with a 20% tax, it's easy to do the math on that. That's raising $200,000. So there's more than enough money in the development wallet or the marketing wallet or whatever you want to call it. So I went in there and I'm dumbfounded. I don't understand the reason why we are not, the project team is not spending money on marketing. So I just went in there and said, look, we need marketing. Like, I got tired of saying it over and over again in a nice way. So today I pretty much was more forceful and demanding about it. I said, look, you guys, because my private messages have been ignored. I believe in following a chain of command. And I contacted my point of contact. I'm not going to mention their name. Matt and Riz they seem to be really nice guys, and I gave them a chance having an AMA on my channel. But, the criticism originally was they wouldn't come out and dox, and then they doxed. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I wanted them to come on after they asked to come on to do the AMA. But I'm reaching out to the person that's my point of contact for marketing. And that person has been, with a couple messages, radio silent for like 3 days. And so I'm talking to what turned out to be one of the top holders. And I said to him or her, because I don't know exactly who I'm dealing with, I said, look, we need, because I'm at that point still part of the project. I said, look, we need to sign up YouTubers. There needs to be like nonstop marketing, like every single day. Like Strange Enu has been around since April 2nd, right? That's like 1 month and 1 day. They've done 110 videos. You can go back and look at all the videos and all the influencers that Strange Enu has partnered with. So they're a good example of some tokens looking to push their name out there. Now, whatever happens to Strange Enu happens. It seems like a decent project. I'm covering it. I'm sponsored by Strange Enu on this channel. But my point is that also I'm not a stranger to Phantom Project. I mean, I did 2 promotional videos for them and 1 promotional AMA, which I'm very fair. I asked fair questions. I let people in the audience ask questions. And my point is that I don't want to bring this out public because I normally handle things behind closed doors. But if I have to go into a public Telegram group because you can't return my private messages, which are basically saying, look, guys, like, get on the stick. We need to partner with either an army of small YouTubers or maybe a couple of big YouTubers, but we have to partner with someone beyond just myself. I've offered for 3 days in a row. I said, anybody in the Phantom Project community that would like to come on our show, the Max and Larry show here on Crypto Talk Now, 9 p.m. Eastern, you guys are welcome to come on. There's no charge or anything like that. Just come on. Nobody, everything was radio silent. Oh, we'll pass it along to the devs. But in the private chat, when I was saying, look, we really need to do some marketing. And I messaged them on Twitter, look, we really need to do some marketing. We need YouTubers talking about this thing every day. So I go in there and I said, look, we need this marketing. And they say something to me like, I'm not going to reveal the private messages in Telegram, but they say something to me like, hey, they keep giving me these excuses in many different ways. Oh, it's in the works. It's part of the plan. We have a marketing plan, this and that. Look, I have a major in marketing management years ago in college, bachelor's of science in marketing management. It doesn't mean anything to me. Okay. Plans are plans. I said, look, we need to execute the plan. You've had 3 months. You said you've been developing this token, this concept for 3 months. During the time of planning, part of the plan has to be marketing. You don't just all of a sudden market like we talked about yesterday. You don't just play the game for the pre-sale. You do the marketing. You got over 1,000 ETH. My dog is kind of bothering me because I'm getting upset here. He's like, are you okay? You don't just market 1,000 ETH and then stop marketing. Go sit down over there. Guys can't see him, but he's like right up on top of me here. You don't just do that. You have to continue the marketing day one immediately while the launch is going on. Constant marketing, not just with me. I'm a small YouTuber. Go out there and get the big YouTubers, or go out and sign 10 or 15 small YouTubers like myself. Get the word out like Banana Task Force Ape does, like Strange Inu does. You know, when Saitama was booming, they paid some of the top influencers to talk about Saitama. Some of them didn't get paid. But you know what happened? It started to take off, and smaller YouTubers like myself talked about it for free. At the time, I didn't get paid or anything for Saitama, but I believed in the project. I was an early holder, relatively speaking. And, you know, it was good content. It got a lot of views, built the whole channel on it. People would have talked about Phantom Project. So I said, look, you know, this is what we need to do. Hurry up and sign somebody. Oh, we have marketing plans. It's in the works. I don't understand. You know, this person writes, I don't understand what the rush is, or, you know, why do we need to spend? Why do we need to spend? You guys just raised $3 million. $3 million plus another 200,000 in one day on the launch. Okay, now I'm looking over here at the volume is $46,000. That's all in the last 24 hours. We've raised more than enough money. So I said, look, sign them up. And they say to me, oh, you know, this and that, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I don't want to hear any more of your excuses. Just do it. Execute your plan. It's not rocket science. Hey, blah, 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 influencer, call them on the phone, blah, 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 type it on Twitter, blah, 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 type it on Telegram. What's your rates? Okay. $1,000, $2,000, $5,000. All right. That's a little too high. Negotiate a little bit. Okay, fine. Boom. Do it. When can you do the video? Okay, do it tonight. You can do it tomorrow morning, whatever. Negotiate, get them signed up. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. Anyone can do it. So I say this, and they're like, oh, the one person says, oh, I don't understand what the rush is about spending. You know, if we were to do that, that's strip club money. That's like spending money in a strip club. And I'm thinking to myself, what are you talking about? Strip club money. So you know what I did? I hung on for a second, and I'm like, who is this person talking to me? So I respond to that person. And I say, look, like, you know, what is your position with Phantom? And to be fair, this is supposedly not part of the development team. They said, look, I'm a day one holder. And then they corrected themselves and they said they were a pre-saler, just like me, right? So they're a pre-saler, early holder. And this person's telling me they don't understand what the rush is. They don't understand what the rush is. Look at the chart. Look at all the people selling here. The project was oversold. There's nobody left to buy it anymore. You know, everybody's mother, brother, and grandmother bought in on the pre-sale. Over 1,000 people bought in, or at least 1,000 wallets. And now we have nobody left to buy because nobody knows about the project. And the people that know about the project are only hearing bad things about the project. So you know what I did? I said, okay, this is strip club money. I got emotional, which I try not to do because I've been frustrated. I even got into an argument with Spectrum because the internet's been a problem. At 1:30 in the morning, I'm arguing with them because I want them to come here and fix my internet. And I took it out on them because Phantom pissed me off, frankly. So I had them in the Telegram tell me, you know, this is strip club money and, you know, this is just being impulsive. It's impulsive to hire influencers now. This is the way people find out about crypto, right? So I think I think Max might have rugged his connection. Hopefully he comes back soon. But anyway, I know that I'm getting a little bit heated because I am aggravated. I'm aggravated because it's not just my $2,000. Okay. It's not just my $2,000 that I invested of my own money. And yes, I got paid to promote Phantom. Okay. But there's other people. Some people have talked to me and invested 2 ETH. You know, some of these viewers out here that are either subscribers or watching my channel, they invested their hard-earned money into this. Okay, so there's that. So I leave the Telegram group immediately. And I'm like, okay, I'm like, are you really serious? Like, this is strip club money being impulsive to hire influencers, big influencers with 100,000 subscribers, or, you know, ones with 10,000 or 20,000. That's impulsive. This is part of a plan that a company has. If you're a real company, you have a plan. And it's been going on for 3 months. It doesn't just all of a sudden be like, well, you know, the chart's down, so let's just wait for it to come back. It doesn't work that way. So here we are. So I went out and sold my whole position, and I didn't think I was going to do that because I can afford to wait, but I'm not going to be disrespected like that. Okay. So this doesn't have anything to do with what happened in the past with other influencers. This is just them coming at me in the Telegram and them being radio silent. Now, I think the devs are good people from what I'm seeing. I talked to them off camera. I think that those guys are really nice guys. And say what you want about the other people that they had marketing this project. I don't have a problem with anybody. Not one person, except for the person in the Telegram group telling me that I'm being impulsive by encouraging the development team to get out there and make some deals with these YouTubers and also people on Twitter that are big influencers, much, much bigger than my platform. Because why? Because I am invested in this project where I was till I just sold off. But at the time I was invested a few hours ago, I sold off, right? And it's about that. It's not about me collecting any more money for promotion. I don't even want to collect any more money. I wanted them to come on for free. And nobody wants to come on. But it's not just about me. It's not because they don't like me. You know, nobody will come on other people's channels because they won't go on there. And they don't need to do the AMA. I understand the devs are private people. It's not about that. The devs are private people, and that's totally fine. So it's about them doing promotional videos, like I said. They don't need to do an AMA every day. They don't need to be like Cliff. I don't need to be Shinobi and have AMAs every night. That'd be nice, but that's not who the devs are. But they can grab, you know, XYZ YouTube influencer. You know, some of them only charge $500 a video. That's it. That's peanuts. That's peanuts. We raised $3 million. I say we. Phantom raised $3 million. Say it with me. 3 million. 3. And another 200,000 on the first day. So there's more than enough money. I'm not sure what happened to Max. It looks like we lost his connection. Hopefully he comes back soon. So maybe if you're there, Max, if you're having trouble, you can text me here on my phone. Now, I know there's a lot of controversy going on. Let me just say this. I don't have a problem with anybody that was involved with this project. If somebody has a bad past, allegedly, I'm not here to judge anybody. So that's up to God to sort that out. I have no problem with anybody because I've dealt with people in business that make certain people that were tied to this project look like saints. I've done business with horrible people because sometimes you're forced to do that. So I don't have a problem with anybody. In fact, the person they had before, I'm not going to mention the name, was the one that drove the whole project. He was the only person that got people into this project. He's the reason why I'm here talking about this, because I believed in the project. He was good at marketing. He was good at bringing people in and marketing dollars in, or I'm sorry, investment dollars in. And when you have investment dollars, whether you're Tesla or whether you're McDonald's, you turn around and you spend money on advertising. You turn around and you spend money on marketing. And in the crypto world, it's not TV commercials. In the crypto world, it's not news articles or going on local or national news channels. It's spending money on YouTube. Now, I tried to handle this matter in a private way, and I was being ignored by the chain of command that I was following. Then I had to open it up to Telegram. Why? Because it's not just me. It's not just my money. It's the investors that watch this channel. It's the investors that watch the other channels. It's the YouTubers that are involved in the pre-sale. There's a lot of YouTubers that got into this pre-sale. There's a lot of YouTubers that didn't get into the pre-sale. That's their prerogative. If somebody wants to talk bad about a project, this is a free country. You can go ahead and do it. It doesn't bother me. But don't sit there and be quiet and try to explain to me that I'm being impulsive because I'm encouraging people, you know, part of the dev team or the marketing person to go out there and start to negotiate with YouTubers to get partnerships. Okay, there are some good YouTubers that are on board with this, but it's not enough. It needs to be multiple YouTubers or big YouTubers or all of the above. So don't sit here and say that I'm rushing things. This is a desperation case. There should be triple the amount of marketing that was planned. I'm starting to wonder if anything was planned at all. That's what I'm starting to wonder. And I feel like I might have made a mistake. And I'm sorry for anybody that watched it. But, you know, I'm not a perfect person. So this is where we are. So hopefully we get Max back in here. I'm not sure because I've had a lot of issues with my internet, and I had a hammer Spectrum at 1:30 in the morning about it. So it could be on my end here. So guys, if you're just joining us, you're listening to me go on a rant. I'm not somebody that usually gets involved with drama, but I'm not going to go into a Telegram group and be told that spending money on YouTubers is strip club money. In other words, it's a waste of money. It's impulsive. That's BS. Look, okay, I'm going to bring Max in. Sorry, Max, is my internet still bad?
No, I forgot to tell you beforehand, and I apologize, everybody. In my local area, they've been working on, my local ISP has just been doing tons of upgrades and work, and the connection's been dropping since like the last couple nights and so on. So that's what's going on with me.
Sorry. All right, well, welcome back. I thought maybe I scared you away with my ranting and raving. All right, so I'm going to rant and rave some more. So I'm a sports guy, right? I'm going to go over the sport that the people don't really watch anymore. And some people hate the team I'm going to bring up, and some people love it. So I'm a fan of the New York Yankees, so go ahead and hate me because of that. And some people hate it, and some people love that team. I'm going to tell you something. Garrett Cole is one of the most highest paid, if not the highest paid pitcher in Major League Baseball. He makes $36 million a year. $36 million. You know how much that is per pitch? It's $4,000 a pitch. Somebody broke it down. $4,000 just to throw a pitch. $4,000. So don't you think people are going to be highly critical of Garrett Cole when he stinks up the joint and gives up 5 runs in 3 innings or something like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so when somebody raises $3 million and they sit there and tell me that I'm being impulsive because I'm telling them they need to open up the marketing wallet and pay some damn YouTubers to go out there and talk about the project, that's not me making a mistake. I had to listen to somebody else in there try to give me an education about marketing. I don't need to hear anything about marketing. I don't even care because I had a marketing degree years ago. I've been in different businesses for years. I've been around this game long enough, not just in crypto, to understand how it works. Products and services need to be marketed. That's what we're here for. And when people get pissed off because YouTubers get paid, too damn bad. We bring in thousands of dollars into these projects, thousands. And whether you want to charge to do a video or not is the YouTuber's prerogative. This stuff takes time. I did a lot of videos for free to build up my channel. And I'm not going to do things for free anymore. I would have done it for free for Phantom at this point because I wanted the project to succeed, and I still do because of the people that are investing in it. But if you're going to sit here as if you're somebody, now I know it wasn't the devs, right? But the devs or the moderators or somebody's in there watching this crap go on. It wasn't just me. There was about 4 or 5 people backing up what I was saying. If you're going to sit back on your hands, that's why the title of this video is Apathy or Apathetic. They're apathetic towards the situation. They don't care. It's disrespectful. And the reason why I'm so charged up is it's not just my $2,000 that turned into $800 when I cashed out, something like $800, whatever. I don't really care about the $1,200. I care that I did 3 videos on my channel and people are losing their hard-earned money, but I don't like to be ignored because I'm right with this situation. I'm not always right with things, and I'll be the first to tell you that I make mistakes. But in this case, with the world that we live in crypto, the only way people find out about it is through YouTube, through Twitter, and through Reddit, and maybe a few other different forms of social media. So I know I'm going on this rant, and people are probably not used to seeing me this way, but I hope that the development team, I hope that the marketing people on the website see this. And I hope that they go out and find somebody to market this product for them or this service or whatever they're developing at Phantom, because the people that invested in it, just like the ownership of the New York Yankees or any team that pays a player, it demands that they perform. And I'm sorry that things went sideways with the person that they had. And I'm not going to make any judgments on that person because they did a great job marketing, or we wouldn't be here. There wouldn't be 1,000 ETH in the project. So they distanced themselves from that person. That's their prerogative. But that's no excuse not to push forward and find somebody else or an army of people to replace what they had going. All right, I'm going to shut up and listen to what you have to say.
No, when it comes to stuff like that, you got to have the floor. I would never even dream of interrupting you. For those in the chat, I see some of you guys' comments, and let's just actually take a moment to read some of this. So, for instance, my connection got cut. I apologize. My local area, they're working on the internet in this area, this side of town of Phoenix. But nonetheless, Chris G, he had a comment. Did you get any of these by any chance? For instance, there's also Cliff of Wall Street.
Yep.
Wolf Tam, Juan. Have you already addressed any of this?
Yeah. Well, the thing is this is me at halftime throwing a chair against the wall to fire everybody up because I still care about the project. I'm totally out. I don't have one penny in the project anymore as of a few hours ago. But I'm here to fire up. I hope that somebody hears this in the Telegram right now. In fact, they can stream it in there if they want. They need to get out there and get off their hands and dip into the money. It doesn't take that much money. You could market this thing for $50,000 for the next month and you'd be great. $50,000 is peanuts compared to what you raised. Take your hand off of wherever it is and put your hand in the marketing wallet. If you've got a marketing plan, execute the plan. Don't just say that we're sitting around and we're making a plan. That's not what's going to take this chart and flip it upside down. It's not going to do that. It takes money to make money. And I know somebody put in the comment section here, scared money don't make money. Well, exactly. What are they scared of spending the money for? That's my point. So here's, let's put up some of these comments. Welcome everyone that's joining us. I wish it was under better circumstances. We've got Juan here. We're all talking the VC. Good. You need to talk. You know what? Someday if this project really cared, they'll thank me. They'll thank me for lighting the fire under them because somebody, you don't just surround yourself in an echo chamber, right? You don't just surround yourself with yes men. Oh, let's, you guys are so great. Let's, everybody do a gift, a little kitty cat, giving everybody a high five. That's all fun. It's fun to have fun, guys. But this is, people's hard-earned money. And I want to light the fire because I care. I don't even want to think about how many people invested in this project. Not just the people that watch this channel, people I personally know in my network invested in this. I have a small YouTube channel, but that doesn't mean that I don't pull weight with people invested in this project or other projects. That's the thing, there's people that have much larger platforms, but how much money are they bringing into a project? All right, let's see what else they have. They said right here, that's true. That's not true, Larry. They aren't apathetic or disrespectful. Okay, well, that's your opinion, and I appreciate your opinion. Okay, new PR and marketing team on the way. Kings is now divested. Tech partners in place. Let me just say something because you brought up the word Kings. I don't have any problem with Kings. Kings did an excellent job. Okay, let's separate the person from what the job was. Kings brought in money, and he did his job. Whether you like Kings or you don't like him or you don't like his background, allegedly, that's not the point. He did his job because if it wasn't for Kings, they wouldn't have any money. So let's move on from that. So also here, it's a long-term hold. I stake for 6 months. That's great. The APY is good too. That's wonderful. I'm not saying it's not. Knee-jerk reaction doesn't save projects. Planned actions do. Right. How long does it plan to call up a YouTuber or text a YouTuber and say, hey, would you promote our project? How much are your rates? It doesn't take that long. It's not rocket science. I don't need a marketing plan for that. I'm somebody that does marketing plans and have done them in the past. You don't need a marketing plan. It's simple. It doesn't take more than 3 months to have a plan. You don't just be like, well, we lost our main guy, so now we're not going to do any marketing. It's not like that. The show goes on. You push through. Your star quarterback breaks his arm. Does that mean you're going to not play anymore? The whole season is over because your star quarterback broke his arm? You put in another guy into play. And if you don't have him, you make a trade. Let's see. Let's move on here. So Phantom is that crypto fire. I think it's a misunderstanding from earlier voice chat call. Now, I don't know. You know what, guys? You got to remember something. They lost 300 people in their Telegram. I don't even know much about Telegram. But I do know one thing. There's more people with eyeballs on YouTube than there is on Telegram. So, Telegram is great, but you have to join that channel. My dog is getting stressed out here. It's okay. The thing is this. Products and services need to be advertised. Products and services need to be marketed. It's not just about planning. We all know what the plan is. You don't have to be a developer to know what to do with a crypto project. You have people promote it on YouTube and you have people promote it on Twitter. It's easy. Phantom has a long-term vision and have meeting theirs, not just reacting to the chart. Not saying that. If this chart was going bonkers, if it was flipped upside down and it was all green candles, would we not still do marketing? Will we be like, well, you know what? The chart is doing good, so we don't need to pay any influencers. Guys, crypto.com spends a ton of money in advertising. Why do you think they have such a good amount of people participating in their app? Why do you think that they're somebody that is in the top 100 with their token, with their coin, I should say, crypto.com or Kronos or whatever they call themselves? Do you think it's because they just say, well, we're going to get some holders and, we have great staking rewards? I mean, no one's going to know about the staking rewards if they don't advertise it. No one's going to know about crypto.com unless there's ads on the Super Bowl. So, I mean, I'm just disgusted with the whole thing. So Cliff, let's see what Cliff said. Cliff of Wall Street. Well, I still think they're pushing through with marketing. It's just not fast as people will want. Exactly. They might have a spectacular plan. I'm not saying that they're not people that know how to plan, but it needs to be executed. If you have a long-term vision to come out with an app in 6 to 8 months, that's going to be a social media platform for crypto investors and crypto enthusiasts and people trying to learn about crypto, that's fabulous. That's fantastic. But in the short term, there still needs to be marketing because in crypto, people have amnesia. They forget about stuff. Now, everything that I'm doing here is to light the fire. I'm here to light the fire for this project. I'm not even invested anymore. But I'm here to light the fire because I still care about the people that are invested in it. So that's the thing. So let's see what this says right here. Wolftam, a lot of people thought they would get that quick 4X that they saw in the CBC pre-sale. They wanted to flip a quick profit for the next pre-sale. Week of influencer FUD got them shook. Absolutely correct. All the more reason to have a lot of marketing. Look, if there's 2 or 3 YouTubers, they can say whatever they want. If YouTubers come on and talk bad about a project, that's their prerogative. I don't have a problem with it at all. But if I'm running the company and there's 2 or 3 YouTubers talking bad about it, I'm going to hire 20 people to say positive things about it. Because guess who's going to get more noticed? The people that are 20 people or the people that are 3 or 2? Because the 20 people drown out the 3. That's the way it works. Power in numbers. Guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to put my dog out here because he's getting on my nerves.
All right, guys. Well, while he's doing that, let's just take a moment to look at some of the extra comments. For instance, Common Sense, thank you for just recently joining, and also everybody who's currently still here. Common Sense says, that you agree marketing is incredibly important for success and so on. For also those who just recently joined, how do you guys feel about how this was handled recently in regards to the marketing in Phantom and so on? Do you feel as though that, it doesn't matter because of your long-term play? I mean, at the end of the day, anybody could say that about any crypto project. Well, I'm into it long-term. They could just take their sweet, time. No, I mean, I think Larry makes a great point. If they raised that amount that quickly, especially over, what was it, last weekend or the weekend before, why wouldn't you want to add that to the marketing plan? You don't want something to stay stagnant. Me personally, I don't know if this is an issue with, just the community manager putting a plug in everything. Because, I mean, the full AMA that I watched with Larry, I mean, Riz seemed like a pretty down-to-earth person. So is Matthew. If it really is just an issue with the community manager and they're not representing the best interest of you as, investors, and then also the higher ups like, Matthew and Riz and so on, then in my opinion, that's what is referred to as a plug. Why would you want to put a plug in something like that for your own personal interest? That tells me you have an ego. So again, that's not me fudding or anything like that. I'm just basing on what I've heard. Obviously, the fire that Larry's been bringing to this particular hot topic right now. But Larry's back. Go ahead, Larry.
No, I agree with what you're saying, Max, and thank you for what you're saying. But at the same time, if you didn't agree with me on something, I would expect you to say, look, I disagree. That's what it's all about, guys. You don't want to surround yourself with people that are just going to say yes, sir, no, sir. Okay, that happens in certain environments like the military or whatever. Okay, so, but that's not what we're talking about here. You have somebody like myself that's making a suggestion. And investing in marketing with YouTubers is not being impulsive and throwing money at a strip club like I was told. That's where the disrespect comes from. The apathy comes from 3 days of messaging and trying to reach out to somebody in marketing and being ignored. It has nothing to do with my platform. In fact, I hope that they would have gotten someone with 500,000 subscribers, because I would have made more money with it if it got out there. And so would the people that watch the channel or watch my AMA or invested because they watched another channel. So it's not about Larry trying to get, you know, what people pay me for promotional videos is not a lot. This is a small channel. It's not about that. It's about me doing well with a project. I understand that people are impatient. I'm not saying that we needed to have a 5x on launch. But what I am saying is, despite if the chart was up or down, where's the marketing? Because if the chart was way up, it's only going to go down eventually because people are going to forget about it. So even if they had a spectacular launch, I would still expect a project to have ongoing 24 hours a day marketing. 24 hours a day is done by recorded videos, promotional videos on YouTube. Somebody can watch them at 5 a.m. in the Philippines or wherever they're watching it, in India, in Europe, in the US, in Asia, all over the world. People are watching videos that are recorded on YouTube. I understand that. Look, I have no problem with the development team. They're super nice people. If I had a problem with them, believe me, I would handle it behind closed doors. That's not the issue. I have a problem with being ignored by the chain of command. I don't like being ignored, and I don't like being disrespected by telling me that I'm being impulsive by insisting that they hire someone to market. I'm a shareholder in this, or I was. People that invest in crypto, when there's a company, right? A company, an LLC, you own a stake in that company, whether you like it or not. That's the way it works in the real world. This is not preschool. I don't need puppy dogs and kitty cat gifts, you know, or whatever they call them. Animations, they're fun. And I posted a whole bunch too, because I was like, you know, maybe my point's not getting across. I need to post all these fun pictures and Snoop Dogg dancing around and puppy dogs and kitty cats giving each other high fives. You know, maybe that's the way the culture is for Telegram. I have no problem with people having fun. But there comes a point in time where you have to say to yourself, what am I doing here? I'm investing my money. When they paid me the Ethereum that they paid me, I could have kept it. I didn't have to turn around and reinvest money. Could have just taken it and put it into crypto.com or kept it in Ethereum. But I believed in the project because I gave the developers a chance and I believed in it. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. And they're biting my hand right now because I fed them. I fed them investment dollars. All right, Max. So we're losing people. So what do you want to say?
No, I mean, you know, again, with a hot topic like that, and, you know, the way I look at it, I'm going to give you the floor. Just going to, you know, people want to say that, you know, that's you venting or whatever you want to call it. Sometimes things like this have to happen. We are definitely, for the record, for those who may be new to, you know, our show, we're not the type of channel in any way, shape, or form to just promote 24/7 FUD or anything like that. I realize some people are say, you know, you just FUD in this project and whatnot. It's not even like that. At the end of the day, there is a difference between FUD and constructive criticism. And let's face it, there's quite a few crypto projects out there. I'm not going to name any names, in which there's one side that believes any type of constructive criticism is FUD. Let's be honest with that. And they'll just ride that ship till it just sinks completely and drown with the dev team and everybody who's on board that ship and literally die and take it to the grave, because that's how they look at it. You know, zero constructive criticism in that regard. We will point out things that need to be pointed out from time to time, but no, we don't focus on, you know, promoting FUD or anything like that. At the end of the day, this is just, you know, Larry recognizing, or I should say, the lack of being recognized in regards to his concerns and so on. my humble opinion, you should have a proper, community manager. I think I said this like the other day, who is going to address concerns and so on. I mean, you can't just, tell a person, hey, oh yeah, we'll wash it up to the chain of command, and then you just get ignored day after day. Because I mean, the word does get around, not just from influencers, but I mean, just the general public itself. There is, like, his analogy made with, for instance, with baseball, with the Yankees and so on. It's just like, you know, if the starting pitcher is not, performing that well, you're going to do what? You're going to bring in a relief pitcher. You're not going to just call it a day and do nothing. So,
yeah, I think that they know. I think that they secretly agree with me. The object of me talking about this is to not only vent my own frustration for 3 days of being ignored and not listened to, and then disrespected with the comment about I'm being impulsive and it's strip club money. The object of what I'm doing here now is to light the fire, to be an advocate for those that have already invested their hard-earned money so that they can somehow either get their money back or earn a profit. I hope that this thing, skyrockets from here. And someday, maybe somebody will call me up on the phone or message me and thank me for lighting the fire. Because if nothing else, it's drawing attention to the issue. And the issue is a lack of execution from a marketing standpoint. They did a great job prior to the pre-sale, and then they just stopped. So, I don't care who they get. They need to get a lot of marketers, a lot of YouTubers, or a couple big ones, or something, or all of the above. I mean, I
totally agree. I mean, I totally agree with what you're saying. I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of like back to what Larry was saying earlier. It's not that they have to be the number one trending, token project in all of crypto. No, nobody's saying that. But at the end of the day, you do need to trend to a certain degree, right? He was talking about like the 24/7 marketing. I mean, if you have multiple, channels, whether it's myself on my channel or just, some mid-range influencers, heck, even some big influencers, yeah, of course that's gonna be great. But like for what he was saying, somebody in the Philippines or Indonesia or wherever, right? All around the clock, all different time zones, just being able to consistently hit these targeted times so somebody can turn it on and see that there's constant news. That is a form of marketing, any way you want to look at it, just, more than just word of mouth. If the word of mouth is there's nothing going on, then what's going to reflect that? Simple as this, going on Dex Tools or other sites and so on and seeing the volume. If the volume ends up being flat, you literally go from, over 1 million in volume, I'm just throwing an example out there, to today it's like 20,000 or something like that. And then tomorrow is like half that. There's a real problem, and that completely has to be addressed. And it's not necessarily saying it's FUD. It's just saying, telling it like it is. Like, what the heck is going on? And if you're ignored daily when you're trying to address what the heck is going on, yeah, man, I see where you're coming from. I mean, I'd be wondering just what in the world's going on too.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And they said the marketing plan in Telegram. So I said, all right, let's see the marketing plan, or what is the marketing plan? You can type a couple sentences and say, hey, this is the marketing plan. This is when we're going to implement it. This is what we're looking to do. Nothing like that. Just puppy dogs and kitty cats, and we're going to the moon and rocket ships. Same thing in all the Telegram groups. But it's the point of the whole thing is it's not FUD. I hate the word FUD anywhere, or whatever it is, the acronym.
Well, all it means is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And I think
right.
People confuse that with like, oh, well, constructive criticism that's negative towards a project, that's FUD. No, that's constructive criticism.
Right.
It's like, I don't know.
Well, if anybody's FUDing it, it's the own project imploding on itself. Because when you don't have, I've been in the Telegram for, like I said, 3 days straight, off and on, in and out. And probably people don't even realize that I'm there. I'm just seeing what's going on from time to time. I don't have like all day just to sit there and watch it. But one night I couldn't sleep, and I just was there like for a few hours. And when I'm seeing people go in there saying, hey, where's the devs? What's going on? Where's the mods? And it's just so quiet in there. And it's just, regular investors in there, which is fine. But, without any type of leadership or direction, people start to wonder what's going on. And that's what creates the uncertainty. Not knowing what's going on creates the fear. Not knowing what is going on from a communication standpoint is what creates the doubt.
Right.
So
It's like
you
they're
guys
creating
can,
their own
yeah,
FUD. It's not that we're promoting FUD. You're literally putting yourself, you as in the project, are creating the FUD because you're putting yourself in that position
yeah.
in which FUD is going to be, I guess you could say warranted to a sense.
You guys can hate me that are watching this. I really don't care because I'm trying to look out for the people that watch the show, watch the AMAs, invested in this, looked at other channels, believed in the project, believed in what the developer said. If you have a football coach or a baseball coach or a basketball coach and he gets in your face because he wants you to do better, that's a good thing. This is something that they can take tonight. And if they are talking about me in the Telegram, I'm glad they are, because somebody needs to say it for the sake of the people that are still invested. This is not a huge channel, and I got their attention, and that's what I was looking for because I care about the people invested in this project. And if it's going to take just a few people in here going back to Telegram and saying Larry's saying this and Larry's saying that, well, that's mission accomplished. I accomplished my goal. Now let's get down to the marketing. Don't come to me to market because I'm not going to do it. Go and hire some other people doing it. I'm not going to market something I'm no longer invested in, but I want you guys to go out there and market and make a deal with the biggest YouTuber that you can find, or a whole slew of YouTubers, for the sake of the people that invested in this token. So there you go. So that's my rant of the day. It wasn't, planned. I mean, I would have held on to this project for 6 months. If they would have listened to me and gave me an opportunity just to talk to the moderator in private, like I tried to for 3 days, I would have held on for 6 months, even though I was losing money. It could have gone to $100 and I would have held on to it because I would have saw that they were trying to do something. If I have a plan and you don't agree with it, then show me your plan. Don't just say, oh, we're going to go to the moon and, paper hands and all this other garbage, and reflections this and reflections that. I can get all the reflections I want. It's not going to make the chart change.
Every project says they're going to go to the moon. Every project says they're going to go to the moon. Let's face it.
That's fine. It's all good to be rah, and, in football, right? They got the cheerleaders on the sideline. That's what the cheerleaders are for. Okay. But the coach is there to show the team how to win. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to show these guys how to win. If they don't know how to do it or they don't want to do it, then move out of the way and let somebody else do it. If you don't like going on camera, that's totally fine. Go hire somebody for $200,000 a year, and then you can take the project to the moon. Or go hire somebody for $2,000 to go make a video. That's why you have good people. I mean, the cheerleaders are great. Those are your fans. But there has to be somebody that's guiding the project. There has to be a coach. There has to be a manager, a CEO. There has to be a marketing person. There has to be somebody that's going to get the crap done and not just plan about it. We can make all the plans in the world. I can make a plan about how to get more subscribers, but if I don't make any YouTube videos, I'm not going to get any more subscribers. I mean, you just have to take action at some point. All right, I've had enough of this. Let's move on and talk about something else. So hopefully I wanted to rattle their cage a little bit to help, do my part here. So hopefully that got people's attention. Let's go over and take a look at something else. So what do you want to talk about next, Max? Did you want to talk about one of the ones you asked me to talk about?
Yeah, let's take a look into that. And of course, if you're just tuning in right now, this is Max and Larry at Crypto Talk Now, and we're more than glad to have you come join our live stream for the night. We are always airing Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, and also on the weekends at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific. So thanks for joining us, and we do appreciate it. We realize you guys could have joined anybody and anyone out there. So thanks for taking time out of your day to join us on our live show. We really do appreciate that.
Right. And you guys, if anybody's still watching for Phantom, you should be happy that I'm still passionate about it, because if I really didn't care about who was in this project, if I didn't care about the developers and I didn't care about the investors, I wouldn't be so passionate. So just think about that. So what do you want? So am I on the right one, Max, or correct me if you want to talk about another one?
No, you're right. The reason why I wanted to cover Miami Coin, I mean, some people might have the attitude like, why would you want to do something specific to this? Here's the point. So here's the thing. Yesterday, we had, the privilege, and it was just super cool, yesterday's show. My attitude is, when Chad came on from Devour, if you got the gist of it late or you saw the recording and so on, the point was that is a crypto project that has implemented tokenization for like restaurants and those who are involved in it, whether it's the owners, the staff, the patrons who show up and so on. So what about the tokenization, for instance, of the city, like an actual city? So here's a perfect example of this. This is actually citycoins.co. And what stood out for me, of course, was Miami Coin, because that is one of the, I guess you could say, the biggest ones as far as price action and so on. So, for instance, as you can see right here, it says Miami Coin gives citizens and supporters the power to support improved program in the Magic City. Some people, if you're from the NBA or whatever, into NBA basketball, no, we're not talking about the Orlando Magic, that city. We're talking about actually Miami. And the cool thing about it is, it's just that. It's basically like if you want to support certain programs and whatnot, again, the tokenization of what the city represents. And so currently speaking, if there, I'm actually going to have you go click on the About real quick on here.
All right. Give me 1 second here. Okay.
And for instance, just like I was mentioning before, it says supporting your city should be as simple as holding its city coin. Support your favorite cities while rewarding yourself. City coins earn STX and BTC for holders. And that's really cool. I mean, actually, getting a little bit of Bitcoin in regards to that, while allocating funds to treasuries reserved for cities around the world. Now, there's other cities in which, like, there's New York, and then also if you're wanting to vote to get a city onboarded with this, like even my city, right, like Phoenix, for instance, and my hometown, Portland, Oregon, and so on. So there's other ones, but there's some really cool incentives in regards to all this. And as far as if you're wondering, like, well, how much does it cost or what kind of price action they got going on, it's been fairly doing well, but it's been on my radar for a while. I've actually known about this project since about last September, roughly. And there's been some significant things going on in regards to this. We'll show you a little bit of price action. And then, of course, I want to show you what's going on with the Twitter community. Not the biggest community, but the cool thing is there's consistently like upgrades being done to the network. There's consistently things being mentioned, like obviously in the city of Miami and so on. So let's take a look at the CMC listing real quick as Larry pulls that up. And, currently speaking, it says it's at like 3%, but like earlier today, for instance, I saw this like well over like 25, 26% and so on. There was an increase as far as like on the 1 day chart. You scroll down just a little bit. And again, it's kind of like one of those low cap token, but it's, gradually making progress. If we zoom out more, let's take a look at the all. Okay. And so, you can see, of course, where it started and so on. Like I heard this about this like last September. I know it's looking really flat right now, but for me personally, I'm looking at the risk to reward ratios on a few different tokens. So if you're wondering about like, well, why would you want to get involved in something like this? Because I still see the potential of what's going on with this. It's literally like, getting, city officials involved. I mean, it's not just like a project where it's just strictly the devs promoting this with, marketing, et cetera, et cetera. You're literally investing into the city. Another perfect example, obviously not focused on a city, but, like if you got into Stellar Lumens, for instance, they're like the one and only, if I'm not mistaken, official coin that has been adapted or accepted by the Fed and so on. So these little things, these little projects interest me from a low cap perspective. I also like how they're getting other cities involved. Obviously, this is just Miami Coin, but the point is this: if this interests you and you can actually see the potential in regards to this, then I would suggest, again, not financial advice, but take a look into the other city coins in general, and see what they bring to the table as far as what your city may be offering or thinking about and so on. Again, for me, it's just a risk to reward ratio in regards to this. A lot of people, of course, bought on the dip on this. There was a significant increase in volume. It only shows 105,210 right there. But again, I mean, I think plenty of people recognize the buying opportunities. One last thing before we move on in regards to this, and that is their Twitter space. If you can actually bring up their Twitter, Larry.
Sure.
So I think currently, I mean, you know, they don't have like the biggest amount of followers and so on. It's like 18,000 and so on. But for instance, if you go down just a little bit, this was pinned about 6 hours ago. And for instance, it says, you know, important news for all city holders. The protocol upgrade is scheduled for this Thursday, May 5th. Here's everything you need to know. I mean, they're very transparent as far as putting out updates. But again, it's more or less, it needs more adoption. It needs more of that word of mouth. But if you're looking for something that has, you know, a low market cap, but you can see big potential, I honestly think that this is one that we should at least keep on our radar and see where it goes. Not necessarily saying that, you know, I'm going to hop into this real quick and so on. I may, if this ends up like going down just a little bit more, I might actually, you know, put a little bit of a position into it. But yeah, that's it in regards to that. It's just mainly, you know, the tokenization, if you will, of city projects and investing in your own city. To me, that concept is pretty cool. You like seeing stuff like this. Obviously, Miami itself is a, you know, the central hub, if you will, for big crypto projects. For crying out loud, you know, Miami Con, and there was heck, Metropolis just recently had their event in early April.
Yeah.
Miami is, again, you know, a hub center for crypto related conventions and so on. So
for sure, yeah, Miami, different parts of California, Vegas, these are all hotspots for crypto for sure. So now you might have mentioned, but I'm still was looking at a couple other things, and I might have missed you saying it. Are there other tokens that are like this that tokenize projects for other cities? I think you said that. And do you know any of the names of those?
So for instance, you know, you could also vote on it because it's set up like a governance token if you're familiar with that type of thing. But so for instance, if you go to back to their site, you can actually vote on which city you would like to see, you know, them on board. You know, again, the city I currently live in, Phoenix, my hometown, Portland, Oregon. Those are a couple on the list. Or of course, you know, if you get enough people to propose them adding another city, you know, I think they have certain criteria on how many, you know, votes or whatever, or proposals are brought to the board. But nonetheless, I mean, you know, you could potentially get your city onboarded and so on. And then, of course, just like any other project, you know, just do your own research on how to specifically go about that. But the ones that stood out, I should say, obviously, are Miami, New York. I don't know about the other cities like LA and so on, but I did see that, you know, Albuquerque, New Mexico was one that they were thinking about onboarding and so on. So I don't know, it's just a cool little project in regards to the tokenization of the city. So
yeah, it's interesting. It's a, you know, it's an interesting concept. We've been talking the last few days. This is our 9th live stream, believe it or not, in a row. And we've been talking about a lot of different ways that these tokens are coming out with different innovative ideas. We talked about watch to earn. We obviously play to earn. You and you know, like we talked about the restaurant thing yesterday. So there's a lot of different ways that people are earning, you know, earning as content creators. These different things are going to be the things that we'll see what sticks around. But, you know, they're very creative and clever concepts. And hopefully,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, just like even right there, I mean, where it says city coins give communities the power to improve and program their cities, you know, it's just that, literally. I mean, you know, you think about, for instance, certain states where there's no state income tax. You know, one that grabs my attention, obviously, is Texas, for instance. But, you know, at the end of the day, instead of proposing to city officials what you want passed in legislation for such and such thing, or let's say there's a budget cut, me personally, like, I'll never forget when I was a kid in middle school, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. One of my favorite teachers, you know, her name was Mrs. Eastman, and you know, I had her for 6th grade, 7th grade, home ec, and by the time 8th grade came along, they had to cut that program. It was just like such a big disappointment. Can you imagine if crypto existed back then, and then you had some of these city coin projects to do what? Offset slashed budget expenses, right? For things like, for instance, the school I went to and so on. That's what I'm talking about here. These are the points. This is not me just saying, hoorah, let's support the city. But it's more like saying, hey, hoorah, let's support the city. And on top of that, let's recognize what different areas of our city are being affected by slash programs. And then let's bring crypto into the mix to get the funding that some of these things need. To me, concepts like this are brilliant. And that's why I think they still are sticking around. They're still on the radar and so on.
You know, it's funny. I appreciate you reaching out, Jack, and obviously watching the show. He's saying, come to the VC, you're welcome. Well, I'm in the middle of I kind of occupied right now doing this live stream, but if somebody wants to come on here from Phantom, bring them on. You know, they can come on here, message me in the chat, and I'll give you the link. Anybody can come on at any time and face me face to face, but you got to put your face on camera. I'm not going to just talk to, you know, like a cartoon character. And, you know, I'll talk to a cartoon character if you don't have anything controversial to come at me with. But if you're going to come at me, you're going to come at me so I can look in your eyeballs. So you're welcome to come on here. But right now I'm a little bit busy. So, but yeah, that's great. You know, this is what we'll get back to Phantom just for a couple seconds here. The text got lost in translation. Be the top G. I'm not sure what that means, but let me just put it to you this way. If I did anything tonight, if I, you know, rattled a few cages, that's what I was trying to do, because I felt an obligation for the people that I know personally that are invested in this Phantom project, and for the people that I don't know, and for the people that have messaged me that are subscribers that are worried. Okay. You know, I'm even going into other Telegram chats for other projects, and people are messaging me, asking me what's going on with Phantom, as if I'm the spokesperson for Phantom. I'm not here to, you know, babysit the community. I'm here to make money. And if my money is not making money, then, you know, I'm not here to draw pictures and coloring books and stuff like that. So, I mean, get the job done, or find somebody else that can do the job. If you got a lot of money, you hire someone to do it. If you don't want to cut your lawn, hire somebody to cut your lawn. So welcome everyone. Jack says, record it live stream while in VC. Look, not to divulge my inefficiencies from a tech standpoint, I'm not the most tech savvy person, so I don't even know how to record the VC. If they want to come on here and talk to me, anybody is welcome. Just like I said 3 days ago, someone come on here because I'm trying to help the project. They can come on here and talk about Phantom. This is a civil conversation. No one's going to be leaving crying or anything like that. This is just business. There's no lost love here for anything. There's no hard feelings on anything. This is me having feelings for people, caring about the developers, caring about the people invested in this project. I care about everybody that's involved, because if I didn't, I wouldn't even talk about you. You would have already been forgotten. So you're going to rattle my cage. I'm going to do my part to rattle the cages for those that don't have a voice. All right, so let's move on. So Maximus, obviously my co-host, says, welcome everyone. He's trying to get me to calm down. I can't calm down.
It's all right.
You know, we'll wrap up. I really took it out. I feel if the person from Spectrum is never watching this channel, right? If the person from Spectrum is watching this, and you know, remember me yelling at you last night because my internet wasn't working, and you were telling me that, you know, they couldn't come out here, and you know, it's 1:30 in the morning, and I'm talking to you. Well, you know why I'm a little bit extra frustrated, but it's because of what's going on here. So, you know, it really struck a nerve with me, and that's why I've been pushing. You know, the squeaky wheel sometimes gets the grease, but you know, just because you don't like the way the wheel squeaks doesn't mean you cut the wheel off. You have to, you know, fix the problem. You don't just, like, you know, bury your head in the sand like an ostrich. But I don't know what they're doing over there. I hope that they're listening to me. You know, it's sad that we had to go through this, because, you know, they could have, well, they don't have my number. They could ask me for my number. They could message me on Twitter. They know where to find me. They can come on the show. They can message me on Telegram. You know, whatever. I'm not going to them. If they want to come to me, they can come to me. I don't have anything personally to gain from it. I'm here for the people, for the audience, and for the investors. So if they have something to say to me, they can come here and talk to me. They have to come to me, not me go to them. I don't work for them. So that's the way it works. So, all right. So let's move on. Sorry, we keep getting dragged into the drama. And the one that never wants to get involved with the drama. I started this channel before, you existed in my life, Max, and I'm grateful that you're here. And I just did videos. I didn't do live streams. And I said, oh, all these YouTubers, they get into the drama, and I don't want to have drama. But, I realize that sometimes drama is necessary if you want to invoke change, if you want things to happen.
Like I've always said, if it's warranted. Obviously, this is warranted. It's not like you're just searching for things to bring more people to come here or anything like that.
Yeah.
It obviously was warranted. You explained why it was warranted. People could verify why it was warranted, and that's where it's at.
Yeah,
it's not just let's promote negativity or anything like that.
No, it's not about promoting negativity. It's about promoting change and action. Lighten the fire. Look, I hate to keep using the sports analogies, but when the football coach, they probably don't. They baby these guys in the pros, so I don't even know if they do it. I don't watch football too much anymore, except for the Super Bowl once a year. But, in the lower ranks of football, the coach goes up to you, or in the old days, he would go up to you and grab you by your face mask and pull your face mask to get your attention. That's kind of what I'm doing right here. I'm just trying to get their attention. But, remember, it's coming from the point of, like a loving coach would. The coach wants you to do better. I don't have to sit here and I'm not the cheerleader. I'm not the one wearing the cheerleader outfit and the pom-poms. I'm the one that's grabbing your face mask to get your attention, because that's sometimes what people need. But that's what it is. All right, so let's move on because I'm just rambling.
No, that's right. Let me give me one last area to just take a look at this real quick, and that is, let's go back to CMC just real quick, and we could of course move on in regards to this.
Sure.
So go towards, where's it? Go to, on the 24-hour chart where it says the low, the high. If you could actually switch that to for the 1 year for me.
Sure. Yep. 1 second here. So we're going to change it to 1 year. See if that goes over. I'm looking at two different screens at the same time.
So, again, this hasn't gone to the moon or anything like that. But at the same time, remember I was telling you guys about the risk to reward ratio. So for instance, even at 0.001, it's not even a full penny yet. Again, for me, I might put a small position into this, or a decent sized position. I don't know, maybe like $100 or something like that. I'm not telling you what to do, but for instance, with the more adoption of some of these other cities, or just the people of Miami, especially with the last crypto events and so on. Again, the risk to reward ratio. If I'm not saying that this is going to go back up to 5 cents. It very well could, but at the same time, if it went to for instance, a couple cents and so on, it just seems as though, at least in the short term, it could definitely rebound. If you actually believe in these type of city coin projects and so on, because you want to see change in regards to sort of things I was mentioning, where you see certain budgets being cut, but you want to promote something different in regards to things obviously getting funding and so on, then a CD coin project would be something that you might want to look into, whether it's Miami coin, New York coin, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. So just a shout out or a special thank you to Andrew here with a $20 donation. He says, hello, Larry. I saw you in Cbc Telegram chat room yesterday. You are always welcome. We are adding more exchanges. I enjoy your live. Okay, cool. So Andrew, Cbc, I believe that Keith is a developer and he seems like a good guy. I have been popping in and out of a few different telegrams because I go into the ones that either I'm thinking about investing in or I am invested. I do have still a bag in CBC, and I thank you because I made some money with CBC. I think it's a strong project. And Max, I think we owe it to Andrew here because of the donation to take a couple minutes and look at CBC. Obviously,
yeah, absolutely, Andrew. We do appreciate you. The super chat and so on. Actually, ironically, Larry's always mentioning CVC. Actually, he's been mentioning it quite a bit to me. He's like, "Hey, are you personally investing to CVC and so on?" And you guys had a pretty decent launch, I will say that. But yeah, let's pull it up real quick.
Wow. Okay, so I haven't looked at let's see, the 27th. I got sidetracked. I haven't been looking at too many charts because I'm invested in so many different things. And yesterday, I think it was yesterday, the day before, I think it was yesterday with the Banana Task Force Ape token, the new one there, the Banana Index. I got distracted with that. And usually I only watch 1 or 2 charts a day because, again, I'm a long-term investor. You know, I'm somebody that if somebody gets me on their team, as far as when I say team, I mean, if they get me as a proponent of their community, a proponent, and I think Max would be the same way. You know, we're passionate about crypto. So if we're emotionally invested in something, you know, we're going to really delve into it. So I do like the things that CBC is doing. They have, they already have utility. They're already on some exchanges. They seem to be headed in the right direction. I'm not a crazy fan about nothing against CoinMarketCap. If you're listening, you're probably not. I don't have anything crazy against CoinMarketCap other than these small cap community tokens. You and I are both invested, Max. We'll just talk a little bit about CBC this way.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, we're both invested in Saitama, right?
Yeah. The politics behind it, yes.
We can never get away from talking about Saitama, tomato. I know I always say it wrong. People are saying it's Saitama, but you know what? I'm not everybody, and I want to say it my way. My way is Saitama, so I'm going to say Saitama and call it the way I want to say it, right? Just like everybody has an accent, that's the way I'm going to say it. So Saitama, it wasn't listed in the top 100, and it's a shame that they weren't, because this is where the value of CBC comes in. I'm looping it around. CBC could be an advocate in the way of listing projects accurately. So not getting involved in the politics, not picking one token or coin over another, just truly reporting the real data. So if somebody is in the top 100, if Puppy Dog Inu is the top, number 17 on the top 100, it gets reported that way. And that's what CBC is trying to do. They're trying to do an accurate way to report things. So, let's take a look at CBC. So right now, CBC Coin View Cap. If you guys are not familiar with Coin View Cap, you can go out and check them out at cbcofficial.com. So here's their website. So this is actually their website for their token. This is not their website for their listing, but we'll get into that. So we'll show you that too. And I've got to find it. All right. So right now we're on cbcofficial.com. I'll just go over. I'll do a really super fast review. So you've got 5% going to the marketing developer wallet. That's good. 3% going to liquidity. 1% going to reflections. Right. So this is a little bit about the token. We got to, get your $20 worth. About Coin View Cap. Why invest in CBC token? Coin View Cap CBC use a static reward system, which means that any transactions involving these tokens will incur fees. A percentage will go into the liquidity pool for every transaction, and another percentage will be allocated among the holders. Coin View Cap CBC has an intrinsic value and are designed to encourage a hold and earn approach, thereby reducing selling pressure. A reflection mechanism is executed through smart contracts, automating distribution across holders and liquidity pool. Okay, so here's the token distribution. You guys can see that. The tokenomics here. Let me just see if I can find their website. So I'm going to quickly go over the roadmap first. So I'm jumping around here. So the website, they've already got that. Obviously they have a Twitter account. They've got Etherscan verification. They have their own YouTube channel. So that's good. So guys, this is a good example of a project. This is going to go somewhere. So it's still early, right? So they got the CoinMarketCap, which is kind of funny because that's going to be their competitor, right? And CoinGecko too. They're listed on those. Obviously, they have their white paper. They've got their CertiK audit, KYC, but I mean, the developer is always on video, so we know who he is too. Contract audit, Bitmark listing, Hotbit, SafeUSwap listing. Okay, I've been looking a little bit at SafeUSwap or SafeApe, I think it is. I'm not really sure if I'm pronouncing the project wrong, but I heard that was a decent project as well. They're going to try to get on other ones, but they got, I know they're on LBank, DigiFinex listing. I'm not too sure about that. And then they're going to, I guess, redesign their website. Now I'm thinking they're talking about their listing website. Let me see if I can find that. So I'm just going to go over to their Twitter page. I think that's how I found it before. And again, I look at so many projects, so I apologize that I'm a little clunky with this moving through because I didn't plan on talking about CBC. I've been wanting to talk about CBC, and I know I bugged the heck out of Max to look at it. So, so the Google app, maybe this is it.
Well, I've known about CBC for a while, just like, anyone else. I just need to, do more research and look into it further. Obviously, a lot of top influencers have been covering it.
Right. Yeah, so I got in on the pre-sale with Coin View Cap. I am an investor now. Okay, so here we are. So it's coinviewcap.com, right? This is the website that provides their utility. And I think they're going to do some other things. It'd be nice if they could do something about if they could be a competitor for Dex Tools, that'd be cool, but that's a lot of work too. So
I will state this. What's super cool about already is that instead of saying this is our vision about what the utility is going to be, it's actually like, no, you see the utility right here and it's consistently there because look at it. I mean, it's, by every second, every minute, every day. I mean, there's the daily utility, as I would always say. So, obviously it's a lot more to it than just that, but, you like seeing things like this instead of, what's the vision? What are we buying into for the future? Hey, it's like, there it is right there. Not too shabby.
Excellent job with marketing. I think that they raised like 1,500 ETH, but the marketing just didn't stop there. They continued on throughout the launch or people would forget about it. So they kept going on channels. Oh, okay. Here, Andrew, thank you again. He dropped another $10. CBC on Hotbit. By the way, when you guys do the super chats, that's something that Max and I share in. So we appreciate it. We both thank you for that. CBC on Hotbit, 5 out of 5. DigiFinix, 5 out of 18. I apologize. DigiFinix, come on the show, the channel here and teach me how to pronounce your the name here. So, but yeah, CBC, I have a great feeling about CBC because it, like you were saying, Max, it actually has something. The thing that blew me away about CBC is I wanted to invest in CBC, and I did before I even knew about Bitmart. So this was kind of like unprecedented in this space, the community-based tokens. This is not a meme coin or a meme token, but they were already in negotiations with Bitmart. So they had a clear strategy and plan. And I think that Cliff from Shibnobi helped them as well with the launch. So they were already.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I mean, they get Cliff helping them. That's a good help.
Yeah, they were already, like I like to call it, breaking bread. They were negotiating and making agreements with everyone. That's kind of. By the way,
Andrew, I didn't get a chance to thank you for your super chat as well. Thank you very much for that, and as well as others who have super chatted throughout our stream and whatnot. We definitely want to continue to cover some of this. I see some people who recently just joined the chat who are very passionate and gung-ho about CBC, and rightfully so. At the end of the day, you want some of your crypto projects to be educational. And then on top of that, not just have a listing to compare everything, kind of like, a Coin Market Cap does and so on, but taking the politics out from it, just like what Larry and I were mentioning earlier. Saitama is definitely one. I mean, if you take away some of the politics in regards to that, Saitama would have been listed as a top 100 token project for, if not top 100, close to it. There was some times, of course, when they reached over $1 billion in market cap that they could have done that. But we're of course not going to focus on Saitama or anything like that. But it is basically just recognizing like what CVC is doing and so on. So, keep the politics out of it, obviously. Continue to do what you're doing with your project and so on. And I think it's just more of the adoption of it. We'll get around that there's another big platform that offers just as much utility, but again, without the politics.
I'm going to respond to Kingsman because he's somebody that I really appreciate with the show. He's very supportive. We've chatted.
Hey, Kingsman.
Yeah, Telegram and private. So look, he's asking real quick about Phantom. If you guys want to know, go listen to my rant about Phantom for the first 30 minutes of the show. Go back and rewind or rewatch the show. I'm not going to get too much into Phantom, but I'm just trying to light the fire to help the team. Okay, so you go back and listen to all that. So we'll move on. The rankings will also be live. Staking is coming. Well, there's some supporters in here, I guess, for CBC. They're going to have a BSC bridge coming soon. Norb Crypto says, yes, CBC will rank by market cap and exchanges by 24-hour volume. And I don't know, something to do with the metaverse. Well, maybe they're doing something with the metaverse. Okay, so come join our Telegram. We'd love to answer your questions in voice chat. Okay. Well, I can't do that right now because I'm not tech savvy. So I know that some YouTubers go on Telegram and also do their live, but I need to talk to my guy, my tech guy, and he can teach me how to do all that. I'm sure it's not hard, but I'm just trying to figure out how to multitask. And right now I'm keeping it very, very simple. This live streaming stuff is new to me. So we'll get it ironed out. We'll get more tech, we'll get more tech savvy. All right. So Kingsman says, okay, brother, I will check after the live. Thanks, sir. Thank you, Kingsman, for your support. Metaverse is coming soon. Okay, John. So John sounds like he's definitely a big supporter of CBC. I'm a big supporter of CBC. I like what they're doing over there. I know that they, like all projects get for right or wrong, get criticized in certain things, but I don't have a problem with CBC. I think it's a good project. I like that they have, and Hex is another one that I like. I like that they have Hex as probably their first sponsor right here. I see that. So, I think as time moves on, I'm just looking at the website here. I think, just like anything, it'll get better and better. And that's all we're looking for, is just constant moving forward and improving and constant marketing, because, there's a lot of things you have to spend money on. Look, you have to spend money, guys, to make money. And if anyone tells you something different, then they're lying to you, or they don't understand the way the world works in terms of business and marketing and development. Look, if I want to develop a product, I got to put money into development. I got to pay my guys, whoever they're, whatever we're developing. If I'm building a house, I got to pay the guys building the house. If I'm making an app, I got to pay the guys making an app. If I'm building a website, I got to pay the guys making the website. I got to put money into it. I can't just go hire, the next door neighbor's teenage son to do my website. I got to pay real developers. So this stuff costs money. It needs to be reinvested. If I want to get somebody to talk about it on YouTube or Twitter, I got to pay money to do it. Sometimes you get lucky and people talk about it for free, but you have to reinvest in the company. If I have a restaurant and I don't have any advertising, not too many people are going to know about it. You do, get word of mouth, but, word of mouth is only going to take you so far with crypto. So I'm going to shut up again because I'm just hogging the airways. So we thank you, everybody from CBC. Anybody is welcome to come on here and talk sometime. I think, wow, there's a lot more chats coming in here. Not used to all this. Okay, so CBC. Yeah, we all said that. Join the Telegram. Oh, we already got all this. Hey, Norb. Okay, here's something here. Over 300 trillion in buybacks already for CBC. Okay. Well, buybacks are a good thing. And buybacks kind of instills confidence, right, in your investors. I don't know how much it moves the charts because I'm not, that dialed in right now. I'm sure it helps a lot. And also, from a psychological standpoint is good. From a marketing standpoint, it sounds nice to have buybacks. So,
well, not only that, you also have a certain amount of holders will just keep holding, knowing that later on there's going to be some of these buybacks, and it just kind of incentivizes more to hold or hodl, as the saying goes. So you definitely want to see things like that.
Yeah, that's good. So we'll jump into the Telegram another time when we're not on the stream, and we'll understand more heavily about CBC. Max and I, it doesn't seem that way because, we're small YouTubers, but, Max and I look into a lot of different projects. Why? Because we're looking to get into good projects, because we're better investors than we are YouTubers right now. So we're hoping to be good YouTubers as well as investors. And the funny thing is some, I'm not going to name any names, and I'm not going to even say their subscriber accounts, but sometimes you hear people talking about crypto and they might not necessarily know a lot about it. Now, I'm not saying I'm an expert or know everything about it, but I actually do the investment side of things too. So because I enjoy doing it and I'm trying to make money. Am I always right? No, I get wrecked on certain things, but no risk, no reward. The higher the risk, the higher the reward. The higher the risk, the higher the loss. This is just the way it works in the world. So Let's see what John Green says again here. He says, we got huge announcements coming soon. Stay tuned. Cbc Coin View Cap. Let's freaking go. I'll say it that way. This is supposed to be it was supposed to be a G show, but tonight turned into like PG-13 just because I've been a little bit heated here. All right. So it went from G to PG-13, but that's what people want to see. I think they appreciate the passion. So we'll keep doing it. All right, so it's real stuff. So we got CBC. That's great. Now tell me, oh, you know what? This is something I had a little small bag of, and I have to admit I don't know a lot about it, but I just threw $100 into it one time, and I probably made like $10 or $15 and got out of it. So, yeah, tell me about. Is it pronounced Chills?
No, it's Chili's. Like
Chili's,
like, baby back ribs, kind of.
Yeah, so like Chili's like the baby back ribs. Okay, I'm getting hungry again.
I mean, it's all right. So in regards to chili, I mean, my attitude is this is the lowest I've seen it in like a very long time. Hold on, I'm actually going to pull up an article real quick. But, I mean, it's just, again, that risk to reward ratio type thing. On top of it, I mean, you're literally looking at, like it mentions, the world's leading blockchain fintech provider for sports and entertainment. It's just that. And then not only that, but like the big events that are coming out towards the end of the year, one that strikes my attention, obviously, is the World Cup, because it's only, once every 4 years and so on. And you just see big things happening in regards to that, and everything that circulates as far as, the sports and entertainment space, if you will. At the end of the day, basically, Chili's is, it's a blockchain-backed product. It's basically gone mainstream in the sports entertainment world and so on. If you currently look at it right now, I mean, it went up slightly, but I mean, I don't consider a percent all that significant. But I mean, 18 cents, if you look at it like compared to last year, for instance, I mean, heck, this thing was up to 64 cents. Again, we realize there's quite a few things that come to play as far as that goes, like seeing Bitcoin over 60,000, Ethereum, well over 4,500. Granted, all those things are factors, but again, I mean, it's been a very long time for me personally that I've seen this low. I'm again probably gonna look into picking up a bag of this. As far as like where to get and so on, it's on centralized exchanges. You're also looking at a top 100 coin, technically token. Currently ranked 71. You could get this on crypto.com, app, Coinbase, Kraken, KuCoin, et cetera, et cetera. But one thing I was going to point out just real quick, actually, and that is...
And after you do that, we're going to, not to interrupt you, Max, but go ahead and keep going. Just a real quick thank you to Andrew, who dropped another $20. And when we're done with your thoughts on Chili's, we'll take a TV timeout and go back to CBC. Because
my bad, Andrew.
Really I had to talk about them, so we gotta give them their airtime. But go ahead and talk about. I'm going to keep the super chat up there to thank him, but we'll talk about CBC again a little bit. But go ahead and talk about Chili's. I just wanted to recognize Andrew and thank him again.
Yeah, sorry about that, Andrew. I had the other screen up. I could have just quickly looked over here. We do appreciate, more than appreciate, all of you guys that have chosen to come on here. Again, compared to like for instance some other channels and so on, or other streams, we can't thank you enough. It tells us you want to see our particular live show progress and so on. And Larry and I have been committed to doing these basically daily. The only day we don't do, this is subject to change, is Friday. So again, it's Monday through Friday, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. On the weekends, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific. But I'll just try to make this somewhat quick in regards to the whole, Chili's thing. So, for instance, this is what's caught my eye just a little bit, and that is, in regards to Chili's, it just got recently listed on a somewhat popular exchange, if you're familiar with Gemini and their platform. And basically, the listing was good for what's referred to as like a midweek pop-off. Chili's has since returned to a pre-listing price, and that's why I'm pointing it out for you guys, because again, it's that risk to reward ratio. In regards to that, And then one last thing, I know I didn't send this to you earlier. For my particular channel, there was 3 main coins I was looking for as far as altcoins that I thought would have significant price action if Bitcoin had a big rally. Obviously, that didn't happen. However, that's Tezos, XTZ. Tezos had a busy week, if you've been following it. There was a few bugs that were basically found in the original Jakarta proposal. You've been following the project. We've gone to what is referred to as Jakarta 2 proposal, which was injected on the 27th of last month. They had a governance voting for the proposal that again ended on April 30th. Long story short, if you're not into all this, it's definitely, of course, helped the particular Tezos project, XTZ. So I won't focus anymore on Chili's. I was going to do a little bit more, but that's okay. We can move on. But again, guys, I really feel as though this could be rock bottom on Chili's. And as far as risk to reward ratio, check it out. Again, not financial advice. I'm not telling you that you have to get into it or anything like that. But as far as risk to reward ratio, that's the play that I'm currently doing.
So you're in this one right now, Chili's?
No, but I'm going to be I'm probably going to pick up the bag if it goes up a little bit lower in regards to it. Because Chili's has been something I've been wanting to get into for a while. Because it's been on my background. I'm like, I have this attitude, like I have to get in, not while a big event like the World Cup is going on, right? But at least a few months beforehand while things are on sale. So I want to see if this goes just a slightly, just dip a little bit further, maybe like 17, hopefully 16 cents. If it was 15, that'd be great. But then, let's face it, a lot of the projects are going to be dipping as well. But that's the range for me, just because of dollar cost averaging and so on. And then just basically holding it well into next year. I don't know if I'm going to do like a multi-year play on that, but heck, I mean, what is it, the World Cup? The World Cup is in November, I believe, the end of November. So, I mean, that's what I'm building up to, because I mean, all those people, supporting their countries and so on. There's going to be a huge exchange of, money going on in these sporting events, especially the World Cup. Why wouldn't I want to get into something like this? So,
it sounds good. Yeah, I have to think more about this one. And the only reason is because it's a higher cap token. I do like what I'm hearing that you're saying. But, I just have these cravings for smaller caps. But, yeah, I have to take a look at this. There's so many in the top 100. I see this is number 71 that I'm preoccupied with. And, I'm married to Crowcoin, or now they call it Kronos. So every time I see something like a dip, I'm always trying to buy more Kronos if it's something that's, a bigger cap. But this is one, I'll definitely take a look at. All right, so now we have to give praise to am I in the wrong? Let's see here. We're going to talk about CBC. Guys, check out CBC, coinviewcap.com. It's going to get better and better and better. If I get involved with the project, it'll probably even be better. And Max gets involved, we'll push it to be better. But I like what I'm hearing in all seriousness with CBC. I've got a good feeling about them. They have strong utility. They're not a meme coin. They're a community-based project. But the thing is they're kind of intertwined with the community of meme coins, because they give the meme coins a voice in terms of listing. So just like the YouTubers talk about meme coins and community-based projects, they're the mouthpiece for the projects, right? Coin View Cap is the written word, so to speak, for these projects, these community-based tokens that don't have a chance of getting a fair shake on Coin Market Cap or sometimes CoinGecko. I can push the button for CoinGecko. I won't do it now because we're talking about Coin View Cap. So let's ride this one to the top. Let's think about possibly getting in bigger with CBC if we talk to them a little more and really get some more questions answered. And let's see CBC be the next CoinGecko or the next Coin Market Cap and start to take away some of their market share.
I think it very well could be. I mean, another thing just kind of catches my eye. So let's face it. At the end of the day, we're all aware of CMC and so on. What stands out on CMC? Close to 20,000 different crypto projects. Look right here. They only have currently about 8,838. So at the end of the day, from a marketing perspective, right? It's all about ad placement. well, token placement, your project's placement, and so on. Again, it's just a great catalyst, a great platform for it to be on for various projects, if anything, you know.
Well, my money will be on CBC to do some great things, because Coin Market Cap's not going to come on this channel, right? I mean, they're too big. They're the big boys. We're here for the small guys, because the small guys are going to get big with us. We're going to support the small guys and do the best we can to be big guys, and everybody can come after us, right? When you're on the top, they all want to come after you when you're successful. So we'll help true. CBC. Yeah, we'll see what we can do to help CBC. I don't know what this comment here might be something in regards to Phantom. He says, I'm still going to hold. Makes no sense to sell at this point. I'm hearing some great things coming in high-tech marketing team with, great success and experience coming. Let's go. Okay. That's great. You want to have a high-tech marketing team. I'm guessing he's talking about Phantom. That's wonderful. But I can go out right now and pick up the phone or whatever, text people. I can hire 5 people right now. I can think of 3 people right now that have less than 1,000 subscribers that I can get to talk about. Phantom or anything for a reasonable rate. So I don't need a high-tech marketing team. I can get the high-tech marketing team in place, but while I'm doing that, I can hire the average YouTuber. The average YouTuber is going to get the word out. That's what we all do. How do you think Saitama got out there? Saitama got out there because YouTubers were talking about it. How do you think Shiba Inu got out there? Because YouTubers are talking about it, and the ads.
Yes, very good point. Very good point. Look at your pop, and I know you don't want me to mention some of these, high influencers, but I mean, obviously your pop, Austin Hilton. You think about the platform that they're on, mainly because of Shiba Inu. They caught fire on that, and
Well, we live in a world right now where, people follow what's going on. It's never financial advice, but we all know what happens. People listen to influencers, good, bad, or wrong. The idea is to listen to a bunch of people. Listen to all sides. Get out of your echo chamber and don't just listen to cheerleaders. Listen to people that are going to rip your project apart, and that's how you get to be a better project. And if you don't want to get ripped apart, then you're not going to make it.
I apologize, Larry. I'm going to cut you off for a second. I saw quite a few more people have joined the live stream. I just want to thank you guys for joining us on Crypto Talk Now with Max and Larry. I'm Max. This is Larry. We're currently talking about CVC and everything about it, basically. Quite a few people came over from CVC, so I'll get back to you.
Can you give me a second? I'm going to rename the channel. I don't like Crypto Talk Now anymore. I'm going to call it the CVC channel.
CVC,
just for tonight. I'll change it back
CVC
tomorrow.
Talk Now.
CBC Talk Now. Yep, I'm changing it to CBC Talk Now. Oh, look, wow, Coin View Cap. They're just really trying to dominate. They're taking over this thing. They don't like it when I put on Coin Market Cap. We can't put Coin Market Cap the rest of the night because, we got to show Coin View Cap. So maybe this is Keith. I don't know. Hey, guys. Yes, we have a ton of things coming. The thing is, honestly, and professionalism is what crypto needs. We have 5 more exchanges coming this month, and the next including our BNB bridge and staking. That's great. So, it's good that you have a BNB bridge going because the gas fees are low, right? So we paid the Ethereum to get into it because it was worth it. But, if you can get people putting 50 or $100 in that may not have a lot to put into it, that's what you need. It's just getting a lot of investors is what you need. So when someone puts $100 in and it turns into $120,
right. I mean, it's their investment. Yeah, their investment going further because that investment is not going towards big Ethereum gas fees. So really like seeing this. By the way, thank you so much for the super chat. He also goes on to mention he has 5 more exchanges coming this month and the next, including our BNB bridge staking. That's awesome. Was that a combination of decentralized exchanges or maybe like one central exchange, or maybe clarify that a little bit?
Yeah, we need more clarification. What's this? Andrew here says dates are confirmed for CBC April 13th, Bitmark live April 27th, LBank live May 15th, Hotbit going live May 18th with Finex, going live June 1st, announcement June 15th to be announced. There's crazy stuff going on with Coin View Cap. There's a lot of stuff going on apparently that we're not even aware of. And that's not a dig at Coin View Cap. It's just that, you know, there's so many projects and there's so many people that email me because I'm not really a big YouTuber, but people know that I invest in things. And Max is the same way. Like, you know, we're not big YouTubers, but we like to dig into projects to see what we can invest in. So, you know, you definitely got our attention here. And I thank you. And I think I speak for Max. We're very appreciative of the super chats and helping our channel to grow. The big thing is getting a lot of people in here as an audience so that one day we look up and there's 120 people here instead of 12. But, you know, we have to start somewhere, right? We're at, this is only our 9th live stream. So we really very much appreciate the team at CBC and the community that's here. Let's see what this one says. It says, oh, that's Maximus. That's you. Hi.
Well, I'm trying to interact with people because I don't want you guys to think like we're taking too long and something because we don't currently have a moderator. So it's kind of like my own way of moderating. So.
All right, let me look it straight into the camera and say this. Guys, don't sleep on CBC. Okay, so there's got a lot of things coming. So there's what John says. Okay, so yeah, I do, you know, I wouldn't be talking like this. You know, I mean, we are getting the super chats here, but the reason why they're here is because I was in the Telegram the other day trying to get the people to come on and find out more information, but I'm already.
Well, kudos to you, man. I mean, you know, yes, shout out. You CBC guys are very passionate about what you got going on. I myself, I'm going to have to personally take the extra time to look into it myself. I may do a video on it within at least, I don't know about tonight because I have, Devour. I still need to get that going. But if I got time to tonight, I may actually just do a full-fledged video in regards to that. Again, my channel is Maximus Crypto, but nonetheless, I'm a co-hosting with Larry. This is a regular everyday thing with Crypto Talk Now, which is basically CBC Talk Now, which is cool.
CBC Talk Now, just for tonight. Yeah,
just for tonight.
Okay, so we come back to Phantom. Boy, you know, I hope that we don't just keep talking about Phantom. I don't want to keep, you know.
Charles. Hey, I know you from Twitter and so on. Hey, right on. Thank you so much for coming on, man. Really appreciate it.
So Andy Charles says, I think for Phantom Project, the community has something to see with what's happened. How can someone start selling with a loss 10 minutes after play? All right. So look, it was an emotional decision for me to leave the project. Okay. Which is the wrong way to invest. Don't follow what I do. It was stupid to sell. Right. But I did this. I sacrificed it. I sacrificed my investment. Okay. To bring attention to this project because I felt bad for those that invested in it, that watched me and watch some of the other channels. So my $1,200 loss or whatever it was is a sacrificial lamb. I sacrificed my money to light the fire under the team because number one, I want to help people, the investors. Wait, am I on the camera? Number one, I want to help people. Number two, I was disgusted with the disrespect that I was shown because nobody else does that. You know, I don't ever have these issues. I don't ever get disrespected because I don't disrespect people. But if I'm going to go into someone's Telegram and make a strong suggestion that you hurry up and make some marketing efforts and sign up a bunch of YouTubers, guys that are more fun to watch than me and have bigger platforms even, and you're going to tell me that that's being impulsive and that's like going to a strip club and throwing your money away, then that's disrespecting me. And I'm going to call it out because I got to get the attention for the people that I'm trying to help, which is the people that I personally know that are invested. Some of the people that watch this channel, this small channel, some of the people that watch other channels, some of the other YouTubers that I watch are invested in Phantom. So I'm doing it, you know, I'm taking one for the team, basically. I'm sacrificing myself. And if you guys want to hate me over Phantom, you can hate me. But, you know, I'm not your best friend right now. I'm your only friend. I'm the only one that's going to tell you like a real friend what the problem is. And I'm talking to Phantom. So there you go. All right. So, see, yeah, that's right. This is CBC Talk Now. So we got to go back. We got to be kind to CBC and talk about CBC. All right. So CBC is taking over for tonight. And Andy Charles gives you the thumbs up. And so I'm going to shut up and hear what you have to say. What else do you want to talk about, Max? We've got a good show. I think we owe it to everybody to keep going because we've got a good amount of people in here, and I appreciate that.
Well, you know what? Do your thing. Currently speaking, I'm going to actually look at some things on CBC because, you know what? You guys really have just brought it tonight. You guys are very passionate about your project. And at the end of the day, you know, you want to see, you know, community members, et cetera, be passionate about the project. It's not just, hurrah, we're going to go to the moon. Well, why is that? Obviously, their utility. Look at this. I mean, and then on top of that, like just everything that they're proposing, there's a lot of activity going on, right? And it's just like some of these exchanges you guys getting on and so on. Super impressed. Hold on, we got another super chat coming from Andrew.
Well, now that was the one that was already there, but I put that up there. I did that to help you. I'm just showing our viewers that there's so many great things coming for CBC, and that's what this is all about. We're looking for projects with real products, right? Number one, utility. Got to get over to the camera here. Number two, we're looking for people that are making an effort to get on centralized exchanges, because that's the way that you bring investors in, besides marketing, right? So when, somebody goes on Bitmart or LBank, and they've got a bunch of accounts there, or, people that have downloaded the app, or somebody that's investing with, remember, I'm not a tech guy, but somebody's investing through their computer or their phone, keeping it simple. There's access to that token that's on there. So, there might be another 5,000 investors that you pick up that have access to seeing it. Like, I get into stuff when it gets listed on crypto.com. Like sometimes things get listed. I can't keep up with all these projects. If something goes on crypto.com, which I like going on as far as a centralized exchange, it's going to get my attention. If it's a new listing that I haven't heard of, I'm going to look at it. So that's what it's all about. So, Apecoin and stuff like that, they know how to do this, how it works. So, also, Norb Crypto says we also have apps on both iOS and Android. Okay. And then, so merch is coming as well. And let's see, everybody loves merch. Yeah. We don't, you know what? We don't have any merch. That's something I was going to talk to you offline, Max. And you're the, you and Johan, which nobody knows, is my tech guy and a friend of mine too. You guys are the ones that are, I think you're also artistic too. We don't know each other that well. We just kind of met, but I was thinking that maybe you might want to be in charge of our merch, the Max and Larry merch. We have to come up with some ideas. I don't know if anybody would want to wear our merch, but I think, I have some creative ideas, and then you can maybe help develop the merch, maybe with Johan's help.
I was thinking, a Maximus Max, right? From Mask from the whole thing. And then, putting your Bitcoin hat over it. No, I'm kidding. We could get really creative in regards to that together.
Well, Samer's in here, and I appreciate the support of you coming back to view, Samer. I know he comes in here, and a lot of other YouTubers that I follow.
Yeah, shout out to him. Samer. I mean, I'm also in Volt as well, so
Not
shout
really.
Out to
I believe
Volt
in
Army.
Volt. Okay, well, Volt is a good one too. I just got sponsored by Strange Inu, and we could talk a little bit about Strange Inu. The thing that I like about Strange Inu and Volt, I'll compare the two. Like, they're obviously, Strange Inu is smaller than Volt, but they both are doing the same type of thing. They both have a lot of influencers on board. Okay, so they're getting the word out. Okay, so Strange Inu, I don't know how many, and Volt has probably more. Strange Inu in a month did 110 different videos with a whole bunch of different influencers. Some people with small
they're
channels,
killing it. Then they're killing it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're killing it with marketing. Some people with small channels, and some people with pretty decent sized channels. So again, some of these people with the bigger channels, I mean, I'm not going to get into it, but it's good that people are getting the word out. And I think Volt has a strong thing. Now, I'm not an expert with Volt. I do have a very small bag, and I'm lazy because I didn't even migrate it over to version 2, and I might lose that bag. What I did with Volt was I got in late. I kept kind of buying in and out of it just to make money because of the crazy volatility. But I think it's one of the Inu coins. Okay, I think it's Strange Inu, not in this order. Strange Inu, Robo Inu, and Volt in terms of the new Inus. So I think that they have, a real future. Samer saying buy Volt. 30 exchanges by this summer. Okay. And okay, but CBC is coming back. Okay, CBC is going to the moon. We got this little competition going on with the comments. First it's Volt and then it's CBC. So,
let me just state right there. I mean, again, it's like why competition? At the end of the day, if you're in both, like, I may very well be in both projects, right? I obviously hold a bag of Volt, for instance. I may very well be holding a bag of CBC soon. You know, again, like it's the saying goes, why create tribalism? We're all investors.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
we're just shooting ourselves in the foot. I mean,
oh yeah, I'm just joking around.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I mean, you know, I'm going to drink Coke products and Mountain Dew products or whatever from Pepsi and so on. I might not like the taste of Pepsi Cola, but I'm going to drink some of their other products, right? Like Mountain Dew, et cetera, et cetera. You get what I'm saying? Just the tribalism behind it. It's just
we're all on the same crypto team. Yeah, we're here to make money. But guys, if you want to see a good supporter of Volt, somebody that talks about Volt was my guest that I had on today. You can see here I did a live stream earlier with her. She's a really nice lady, and I've chatted with her for months, really. And her name is Maria, and she came on. She's another YouTuber. She talks about Volt. You guys can go back and watch that live stream. We might do a live stream with her. She's in a different time zone, so we can't get her on the show with me and Max, but she might come on once a week. And we might actually talk about NFTs or possibly women in crypto. So look for her once a week talking on the channel with us. But if you go back and watch her and follow her, because she's into Volt a lot too. So I'm going to get probably more into Volt and, you know, more into CBC. Basically, I've come up with a new thing. So I'm not going to mention the project that ignored me, but I think everyone knows who it is. If you guys who are watching out there are developers or, you know, marketers or members of different teams, I will invest in your project more than likely if you can listen to me and I can listen to you. That doesn't mean you have to take my advice or listen to me or follow what I'm saying. But if we can have an open dialogue, you know, through texting and stuff like that, and I can get questions answered, and I can see that you're really making an effort to helping your project, I'm going to invest in it. You know, I'm going to keep coming back and investing more and telling people about it. But if you're going to ignore me for 3 days, I probably don't want to invest much. I mean, that's just common sense. I don't need to talk to the head developer. I just need a point of contact so that if I have some kind of concern or question about any type of project, I can pick up the phone. I can text somebody. I can message somebody on Telegram, which I barely know how to do. I can message somebody on Twitter. I know I just learned how to use Twitter. And I'm kind of joking a little bit. I kind of, you know, I know this stuff, but I'm not an expert is what I'm trying to say. I'm not a social media expert. I'm learning more about it. All right. So Norb Crypto says, you want Volt ranked correctly, back up CBC. We're not competing with other projects. Yeah, I was just teasing. I was just joking. I know there's no competition between Volt and CBC. CBC exists to help projects like Volt. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? So Volt is going to the moon. I mean, Crypto Vision, I thank you for coming in. You know, I'm not going to argue with that. You know, it looks like Volt is a strong project. I'm upset that I didn't get in early. You know, Bleaves talked about Volt. I should have listened to him.
Well, there's still time.
Yeah, there's still time. I'm waiting for it to pull back more.
Look at the positive side of it, right?
Yeah,
you don't have to do the V2 migration. That already happened. Yeah. So if you did get into it, you're already, you know, technically migrated and so on. You don't have to worry about that hassle. So yeah. I
donated to the project by not migrating. But look, here's the other thing. So, you know, Holistic Crypto is a great YouTuber. He was in it early. He was the first OG for Saitama, right? Maria Anderson, who we just talked about, she was in the Volt. So I got to start listening to some of these other YouTubers. All right. So Samer, you know, Samer, I see you in a lot of comments and some of the other YouTubers I follow. Samer says Volt will burn 50% after they're done with listings. Okay. That's good news. Andrew says, Samer, do some support chat, man. Well, you know, in fairness to Samer, I don't know, you know, if Samer is just an investor. I don't think he's part of the Volt team, but I could be wrong. And I'm not saying that in a disrespectful manner. I'm just saying it in his defense. Norb Crypto, you got my Telegram, Larry. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's I got a bunch of messages coming in on Telegram. It's lighting up right there, but I don't want to check them now. And then it says, Samer says, we're going on OKX and KuCoin. Okay, that's got my attention.
That definitely has my attention. I use KuCoin. I use KuCoin daily. So, okay, well, let me just have a chance. Samer, in regards to KuCoin, one of the main things that's appealing about KuCoin is some of the staking incentives they have. They have some of the best staking incentives out there with the promotions and so on, especially for those who, you know, let's face it, live in the U.S. Because, I mean, right now, currently, if you live in the U.S., you want to take advantage of some of those amazing promotions that are on Bitmart, for instance. I don't know if you guys are aware of it. For those who may be in the channel right now and are outside the U.S., my God, they have this 100% staking. 100% APR staking on Bitmart. That's sold out. We cover Robo Inu up to 150% APR. You can't get involved in any of that if you live inside the United States. So KuCoin is a thing that a lot of people just decide to go on over to there instead. But if Volt is getting on there and they have some kind of staking incentive, that will be pretty huge. I mean, that would definitely catch my attention. I'd probably just move all my Volt right over to there.
I need to get someone on here. We need to get someone on here at some point that is an aficionado or an expert in Volt, because I have some questions. One of the questions I have is, somebody was saying something about you can play with your dust. Like, they're never going to want to take this, but okay, the only project I'll rip on is one project, and you know what that is. I'm going to rip on Mononoke Inu because nobody's making any money with it. So I'm not hurting anyone's bag because it's not going anywhere. So Mononoke Inu, if I take my Mononoke Inu, if I take my whatever it's worth now, $3.50 or $8.92, if I take my Mononoke Inu, I'm trying to figure out if I can take that. They're not going to take that, but some dust from another product, another token, I can take that $100. Let's say it's $100 or $200, and I can go and play the Volt game. I heard something about that. You can take your dust and play it. All right, so Volt is going crazy. Just wait and hold. I know something why you guys don't. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm the top 25 in Volt. And I never, wow. Holy cow. You should come on here and buy. You know what? Let's just sell the YouTube channel. I'll split it with you, Max. Same, or you can buy the platform. If you're number 25, we'll just turn it into, you know what? We'll make two channels. We'll have the Volt channel and CBC Talk Now. So there you go.
All right.
We'll have two channels. You guys can buy it, and we'll just work for you guys.
Singer, I will say this. I was telling Larry this, like, I don't know, it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So, I migrated, like a lot of other people, migrated my tokens, my Volt tokens, to version 2. I realized probably the majority of people do MetaMask or whatever other wallet they got, and so on. But my thing was, I had it stored on my V1 of Volt, stored on my Coinbase wallet. And when I did V2 migration, I took the contract, of course, from Dex Tools and so on. And then when I did the migration, went through and so on. But now it's like my whole wallet is just wacky. It basically states that, like, I'm worth, $158 billion, which obviously I'm not. And It's just like, I don't know. I can't do nothing with it. I'm gonna have to. I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna have to get Coinbase obviously involved, because now it's kind of like affecting some of my other tokens. Like, for instance, my Shinobi holdings. It's affecting my Shiba Doge, and it's just on all of them. I can't do where it says like convert this to ETH and then do a cash out. Not that I would, because I am a long-term holder, but I just kind of wonder if there's other people out there. I've actually done a search to try to see if anybody else had that particular problem with the bug, and I'm starting to feel like nobody has had that problem. So it makes me wonder, okay, maybe this thing just glitched out, and it's just me contacting Coinbase. But then again, that wouldn't have happened if I didn't have to migrate over to V2. So just kind of was wondering if you were aware of that, if you heard of anybody else mention any problems with V2 migration with Volt.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not, one of the things about me that I'm always going to be upfront with people. If I don't know what the heck I'm doing, I'm not going to pretend that I do. So I'm not an expert with Volt. I'm not saying it's a bad project at all. I think it's a great project, but I'm not well versed enough to talk about it. So I had to do research, and I like getting other people to talk about it. So it's easier for me, and I don't have to think about it. All right. So I have it on my Twitter. Logo next to my name. Okay. Yeah. Well, we can talk to, if Volt wants to contact us. We haven't even reached out to anybody yet, because this show is so new. But if somebody wants to sponsor our live stream here, the Max and Larry live stream, right? They can come and talk to us. We'd be welcome. We welcome conversation about being a sponsor. So we could have the Volt logo. I mean, we would love to have a sponsor. So we could talk about that. We're not going to put Poopy Butt Inu as our sponsor. It's got to be a good project. We don't want to attach our names with something that's going to be bad. But I don't have any problems with Volt at all. So
I'm gonna have to look that up now, just because you said it. Poopy butt email.
and then this one here is a logo. Okay, that's Max. All right, I'll contact you. Okay, cool. Samer says, okay, I could talk to Samer. So Samer, Samer's is a whale, so that's good. We like whales. And, so you got my attention. Oh, Voltoshi. Oh, is he? Oh, maybe Samer is Voltoshi. I don't know. We don't know. Voltoshi, I think he's anonymous, but I don't, like I said, I don't know much about Volt. Usually what happens to me is if I don't get into a project early on, then I don't know a lot about it. It doesn't mean that I won't get into it at some point. It just means that I can't focus on every little project. This turned into a big one, and I'm greedy, so I had to look for small ones too.
I will say this. I did recognize Samer. I recognized you from last night. You don't like us talking about Saitama. It's like Saitama's the devil. Don't talk about that, but it's okay.
Yeah. Saitama. I mean, if I came up here all day and talked about Saitama, people would watch it because Saitama is still, for good or bad, people will watch it. Not like the glory days of October, November, December 2021. But that's just a lightning rod type project. There's a lot of people besides myself that built their audience due to Saitama. I mean, even Maria said that she did today. She got a lot of subscribers from Saitama, and all those people did. Whether they like the project now or not, there's very many, and I won't mention any of their names because it's not fair to those YouTubers, but they know who they are. All right, so nobody knows who Voltoshi is. I mean, we don't know who it is. Oh, geez. Well, I don't want to put that up there. I don't want to put the one thing up there, Samer, because I have, we have children that sometimes watch the show, or young teenagers. I don't know. We're trying to keep it clean, but it's fine. You can say anything you want to. I just might not put that one up the screen. But he's saying F Saitama, F that stuff. I had 17 trillion. Wow, that's a lot too, at all-time high, and I never sold a single Saitama.
Well, yeah, we don't want to exactly turn it into a Tupac hit 'em up diss song or something. But
yeah, I mean, me, you and Dr. Praveen, right? It could be a song. We all held it. We all believed in it. We should have taken profit sooner. Obviously, I didn't have as much as Dr. Praveen, but I feel your pain. So it is what it is. Saitama taught us a lesson. It taught us a lesson with some of these meme tokens that don't get too emotionally involved and, learn to take profits just like any other project or any other investment. But sometimes you get wrapped up. For me, I got wrapped up in Saitama because that's what people want to talk about. My original intention was to talk about Shiba Inu and Dogecoin. And the market was so saturated from a viewership standpoint that, it got like 100 views at the most. So there's something else. Oh, there's 9 people in here. Take your money and run because no one cares about your money. Yeah, that's true. It's true. I mean, you have to look out for numero uno, right? I mean, the devs are good people, a lot of them, for any project, but, you have to look out for yourself and your family. So, Samer, he's a Volt baller. I can tell he's got, he probably has a logo of Volt on his car or truck or whatever he drives. So that's good. So cool. All right. So, well, there's, this is amazing. There's a lot of people in here. I mean, relatively speaking, right? 9 people. Maybe in a couple months it'll be 900. But what else are we going to talk about? So, the market is just. Oh, there's something else here. Oh, okay. So I hold Terrarium too. So Terrarium I have more of, for sure, than Volt. You know what? We could talk a little about Terrarium. Let's talk about that. I'm getting a little tongue-tied here, but let's talk about. That's one that you're not in, right, Max? Terrarium.
No, I pass on it. My thing is this, same boat as you for the most part, and that is, I'm already into way too many different crypto projects, so it's literally narrowing it down to like maybe 3 to 5, and then from there narrowing that down even more. Because I'm in too many long-term holes. I'm more interested in some of the short-term ones, currently speaking.
Yeah. I last year I was practically throwing dart at a dartboard to pick out all the meme coins I was in, and it was just like,
And for the most part, and for the most part, you have been fine, right? You
yeah.
know? Yeah. Not so much now, right? Because, the two big players that control basically 81% of the overall crypto market, Bitcoin and Ethereum. I mean, Bitcoin's what, 37,000 if I'm not mistaken. Ethereum's like what, 2,700 something. I mean,
Yeah.
say what you want, that does play a huge factor.
Yeah, it's I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out where the heck I am here for Terrarium. So terrarium.com. I'm trying to get their contract address is what I was trying to do, but let's talk a little about Terrarium. So Terrarium is one of those ones that's interesting because they want a centralized exchange and they kind of tapped into the community-based.
Hold on a second, Andrew. We'll see you later, man. Thank you so much for your super chats. I don't know if you're still around. If you already left, thanks again for joining us. But
okay. So Andrew, okay. I think he is drunk. I'm leaving. Bye. We will join you next time. Well, it's an act like that. Okay. All right. Well, we don't want to. Well, if you guys want to fight, that's up to you. But we don't want to encourage anybody to, I guess, beat each other up online. But yeah. Okay. So he's saying that. So he says he has 5 wallets in Terrarium, each 10 ETH. Okay. Well. Okay. So nice. I'm like looking at all these comments. So Terrarium, let me talk to you, Max. So Terrarium is this. So here's the thing for Terrarium. Terrarium to me is a long-term hold. Okay, so there was, I don't know if you know the history, but there was a big pump up and I was on the road and I missed it. And the reason why is because it looks like now after things have come out that Terrarium, the devs got kind of bamboozled or scammed into sending $180,000 to what they thought was Binance to get listed on Binance.
I do remember that.
Yeah, you heard about that. So that's what caused that big spike up. And a lot of people were upset because Terrarium came out and made the announcement on Twitter. And they were saying, well, they're just doing that to pump the price. Only they know exactly what happens. I can only go by what they say. I am a little biased because I'm an investor. I got in, not in the pre-sale, but right on launch. I since went back and bought, I don't remember exactly, but 2 or 3 times since then. So I have not sold any Terra. Had I known about when that pump was occurring, but that happened like so fast that I would have taken some profit. So are you doing a Volt video tomorrow? So here's my thing. I'm not really doing any videos anymore just because they take a lot of time. The only one that I'll do videos for, and he's going to hate when I say this, for free is Saitama. And the reason why I'm doing that is because that's what the audience wants. I never even asked Saitama to pay me. And it's going to get views. It's going to keep the channel, going where it might pick up a couple subscribers here and there. So Max and I will continue to do the live stream every day.
I personally do Volt videos now and then, like when I see fit. Yeah. Like if they got something significant, I think the last one I did was, I don't know, they something about 30,000 holders or there was something. I have to double check my channel, but yeah, I do cover Volt. I do videos for them every now and then. Where if it's something significant, I'll definitely do it.
So Samer is interesting. He's saying he drives an AMG S63. I hope the heck that it has a Volt logo on it, or maybe Terrarium. Maybe he needs one side with Volt and the other side has to have Terrarium because he sounds like he's, making some good cash with these two. So the thing that you probably know is they're looking to be a centralized exchange, right? So the interesting thing about Terra, and I don't know anybody else that have tried this approach, is that they have great utility from what they're trying to do anyway. They haven't, implemented any of it yet, but they have a good vision. And they came over, Dr. Praveen was a whale in Saitama. So they did a smart thing and kind of tapped into the audience that was either invested in Saitama or knew about Saitama, was formerly invested. So they were able to get a lot of Saitama investors over. But it's really not, it's not a meme token, but it has a feel. It has that community-based project feel, so I can't, could you imagine like crypto.com having a community? Like it's a different feel. So they're trying to build, I guess is what I'm saying, with a community, a strong community behind them. Now, they kind of lost a lot of momentum. They just crushed their momentum with the Binance thing. If it wasn't for that, like if they had never made that post, I think the chart would have just kept gradually going up. Obviously, there's going to always be pullbacks. It would have been more like what's happened with Volt. But, it just lost a lot of momentum. Now, I think that I kind of lost track of Terra. I haven't really, I just kind of kept it there. I haven't really been reading much about what's going on, but I'm still long-term bullish on Terra. I just need to get more into it. But, I'm just going to come out and say, I don't really want to talk about anything anymore unless I'm being sponsored, because I made way too many videos. My time is valuable. Max and I are looking for sponsors on this show right here. So, it is what it is. When the channel gets bigger, the plan was to monetize it. And, I made last month, like whatever I made, 50 or 80 bucks from YouTube revenue. And that just, that barely buys dinner. So you got to make money somehow. If you're going to spend time doing the YouTube, even if it's not your main focus or your main source of income, you got to get compensated for your time, right? And I enjoy doing this. So there's super chats, there's channel sponsors, there's, this live stream sponsor. We can do AMAs, but Max and I, our time is valuable. We're crypto guys. So if we're not talking on here, we're usually researching crypto or trying to make some kind of investment to make something.
I should say we're usually researching crypto. We're always researching crypto.
We're always researching. Like if I can't sleep at night, I'm reading about something about crypto, and that's just the way it goes. Yep. So, I don't know, Max. I know we do have 5 people here, but we don't want to talk about the whole world in one night. So we've been going for over 2 hours.
We'll say some of the topics that we're gonna, mention from earlier, right? Maybe we'll add some of that to tomorrow or something like that, nonetheless. Because the one in particular I was going to cover, which was proof of liquidity, I actually want to see a little bit more what's going to be going on in regards to tomorrow and so on. So I'll just say that one for tomorrow, and then I'll have some, more as usual that are on my radar and so on. I think this was a really good discussion tonight in regards to just, all the hot topics, obviously Phantom, having quite a few people coming over from CVC, dropping the super chats and, seeing the passion that they bring from that particular project and so on. It's just really, really cool to see that type of thing. Of course, we touched bases just briefly on little things that, caught my attention, caught your attention. For instance, Chili's with the whole risk to reward ratio. I'm still going to keep that on the back burner. I might mention it just briefly tomorrow if I see it dip more. But nonetheless, it was a great show tonight. Thank you guys for coming on. I'm just going to hand it over to you, Larry. I know you did most of the talking tonight, and that's okay because, you brought a lot of passion to it. And at the end of the day, our viewers want to see that. And, there's nothing wrong with that. So you addressed some key hot topics, and I was like, I'm just going to give him the floor. Let you do your thing,
Well, they kind of awoken the sleeping crypto gorilla in me tonight.
Right. The ape, the bored ape that's inside came out, right?
The bored ape came out. And right. I look at it this way, if any particular project, and I think I can speak for Max with this, if projects have us in their corner and we're invested in something, we're both pretty passionate guys. So I might be a little more demonstrative than Max, but don't mistake that for him not having passion.
You haven't seen that yet, my friend. You haven't seen that.
Wait
until that comes. Okay.
Yeah. We're going to see what happens if something happens that Max doesn't like. But I believe that Max and I both have the passion is what I'm trying to say to our viewers out there. And this is the type of stuff that you want for your community. Like if we're involved in your telegrams, which I don't have a ton of time to do that. But if I'm involved talking about your project on this show, it means that I believe in your project, good, bad, or ugly. I'm going to talk about it because you're going to benefit from it. It's not me patting myself on the back, but I'm never going to be disrespectful. I don't want to come across as that. But if I rip into your project a little bit, take it as, okay, what can we do better? Like a coach would do, you're not swinging the bat right. You're doing this wrong. You're doing that wrong. This is not me here just to tear people apart because I like to tear people apart. This is me tearing you apart to get better. And I mean, it's probably not even tearing apart, but you get the point. It's tough love or tough criticism. So if anybody is out there watching, what we want to do with the show is this. We want communities to come in and talk to us about crypto. If you guys want to hang out and joke around, that's cool too. But we want the communities to come in. Come in. You're welcome to come in. If anybody wants to come on and talk about your project, we'll talk about it. You know, we're going to be respectful. If we don't believe in your project, we'll talk about it a little bit and just say, you know what, it's not for us. But if somebody wants to watch it, we will. So that's the point. You know, this is really mainly about investing. It's not something that we do just to hear ourselves talk. So we're actually in this to try to see if we can find something that is a hidden gem. Like we found last night with Devour Token. You know, that was something that I accidentally bumped into. So if there's anybody out there that wants to talk about their project, you're welcome to come on, or just if you don't want to come on camera, you can message or drop comments in there and we'll talk about it. So I just want to thank everyone on behalf of myself and Max. And Max, a special thank you to you for putting up with the craziness tonight of me. And
no, that's okay.
Get there.
Yeah, thanks to you as well. I mean, you know, you brought that passion. People like to see that. But yeah, guys, good show tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. I'll let Larry close out. But I thought it was overall a very good show. Especially, you know, the CBC guys bringing their passion to it. You want to see that. You want to see the community be passionate about what the project's all about and the reason why they're passionate about it. So at the end of the day, I mean, more people need to be passionate about more things. There's not enough passion, I guess you could say, in this world when it comes to a lot of things. People just go to their day-to-day jobs, they, you know, do a 9-to-5 or whatever, and they may hate it. They may love it. But for the ones that do love it, it's like, you know, let's see what that passion is all about. So, yeah, I would say the topic tonight was the passion of you yourself and, you know, CBC and so on. So
it was good. Yeah. All right, guys. And I appreciate everybody out there. Be safe out there. Tune in the same time, same channel. It's not going to be the CBC channel tomorrow, or maybe it will be. I don't know if they come back. But this is Crypto Talk Now. Max and Larry, we're signing out. 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Come back, hang out with us, and everybody have a good night.
Have a good night, everybody.
Take care.